It's not working. 1 second. 1 second. This is all Tony's fault. Tony. Good morning. Happy Monday. Hello, hello. Okay, let's see. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Daryl, that was a nice play. Good job. That was very nice. I think the problem is we have too many interesting plays this morning. That's the problem. That is the problem. Too many interesting plays. Good morning, Chris. Daryl, good morning. Josh, good morning. Caitlin, good morning. Q King, good morning. Alwyn, good morning. Mayhem, good morning. Tony, good morning. River, good morning. SK, good morning. Janiston, good morning. Cindy, good morning. Law, good morning. Belen, good morning. Sean, good morning. Shaftman, good morning. A, good morning. Love, good morning. Smurf, good morning. Angel, good morning. CL, good morning. Bush, good morning. Floyd, good morning. Guardian, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Kazian, good morning. HM, good morning. Lizzie, good morning. Kevin, good morning. Frank, good morning. Good morning. Worst trader here. Well, good morning. Upside, good morning. Ron, good morning. Sticky, good morning. Devin, good morning. Torn, good morning. Jennifer, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Mario, good morning. Too many pumps this morning. It's a good thing. It's a good thing like when we have a lot of pumps like that, it tells you that the market's good, right? But it's also quite annoying though when you have those mini pumps going into the open, is you never know which one will actually pick up, right? So that's the downside. Is we have all these names that all look like they want to go, so then we're gonna have to be patient. The one that I like the most for now, I almost want to say is WVE, right? The issue is that they can't seem to break out though, right? Just can't seem to break out. We keep going up to 1330. Like, look how many times we've been there, right? It's like down, up, down, up, down, up. Can't seem to break out yet. So, and then there are a few more random names, right? Like a lot of random names. So we're just gonna have to be patient. Yeah, you're feeling stronger than a drunk raccoon. That means you're gonna make money then. Unicorn, good morning. Secured, good morning. Peter, good morning. Bat, good morning. Ibrahim, good morning. Winterfell, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Guyen, good morning. It does. It does, but it's also looked like the better stock this morning, right? So once the market open, maybe that'll be a slow and steady move, or maybe it just goes sideways. But yeah, we'll see. Alrighty. In terms of like low floats, this one has a lot of hype, a lot of hype. It just hasn't broken out yet. ELAB, yeah, this one has so much hype. If that thing broke out, I think people would get really, 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 really excited, but it just hasn't done it yet. IBIO looks good too. It's pushing for brand new highs now, so $1.75 resistance. So that's actually looking good, right? It's actually looking good. That thing said boom skis. Let me see the boom skis. Let me see the boom skis. La 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 la. Said bye bye. See you later. So a nice little pop going into the open here. The float on this one isn't small, but it's also not horrible. It's 22 million, right? So it's not a low float, but it's also not a super annoying float. Frankie, good morning. Desmond, good morning. Cardine, good morning. Elisa, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, no, ELAB looks interesting. I think this is one we're gonna come back to, as the day goes on, and say, hey, what is it doing? What is it doing? Right? It's found a really nice base at the bottom there. Like the closer you are to $5, the better on ELAB. So we'll keep coming back to this one to see if it's broken out. But now though, it just seems like we're going sideways. Good morning, no extendo. Jay, good morning. Tony, good morning. Frozen, good morning. Alrighty. So we'll keep coming back to that. SMX is on the left hand side here. Obviously, we have to check SMX because that this thing basically started the whole thing. This is why the market is so good lately because of SMX. So SMX has been holding 226. Um, I don't know if anybody's playing with this. I think for the most part now, this is going to be one of those plays that we come back to potentially play if it's breaking like a crazy level. Then we can say, oh, here we go again. Other than that, this is just, um, we just come back to look to see what it's doing. Not that we want to play with it anymore. CETX had a really good morning, really, really good morning, right? Really, really good morning. From $4, from $3 close on Friday, you could see that the vibes were kicking in on like after hours on Friday, right? So this is what we always refer to. Like when you're looking to swing a stock, you need to see the performance, right? Like look at CETX on Friday, right? Like going into the close, it's not really doing anything, but it is holding, right? And then after hours, you can see that some vibes start to come in, right? Like it's slowly picking up. That's after hours on Friday. You could tell someone was interested in this, right? It's like you're getting that vibe, right? Like someone's interested, someone's interested, someone's interested, someone's interested. It's slowly creeping up, slowly creeping up, slowly creeping up, and then the market closes, right? And so now it's taking that momentum, that vibe into the weekend, right? That's what you're looking for when you're swinging a stock. So when people ask me like, hey, is this a swing play? And it's 10 a.m. in the morning, I'm like, what do you mean is it a swing play? Like there's so much time left, we don't even know what's gonna happen, right? You judge your swing play based on the candles that you're getting going into into the end of the day, right? And then you judge again after hours. Right. So you have to make that decision if the candles are looking, it's like, hey, this is looking good into the close. Okay, I'm gonna hold it into after hours. Hey, this is still looking good after hours. Okay, I'm gonna hold it after hours, right? And then boom skis, right? Monday morning, boom skis, right? And then look at that. That thing went from $3, from $3 to $20, and then slap, right? So we'll see if they can find a base. Right now, this looks so weak, like it's so weak, you know. So we'll see if that thing can find a base at some point. But yeah, that's kind of what you're looking for. Long time no see, scary. Just finished, and what do we think of WVE and la 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 la? Yeah, WVE has been having such a hard time. Like if I drop a line here, so watch this level, $13.30, right there. You see that? Right? It's been having such a hard level, like right there, such a hard level. So that thing is gonna need to break above. I mean, we could honestly move that line a little bit higher to like 1333, but it's having such a hard time there. We're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So 4 sorry, 1240-ish, like 1240, 1230 has been holding really well as the base of the range. But then it's also really been struggling. So it really needs to break out, right? Maybe once the market open, that thing will, that heavy float will come into play, right? But yeah, it's been having such a hard time up there. It's done really well though. Like 76% is quite nice, right? For a stock with the 130 million share float, 135 million share float, right? Luna, good morning. Um, right. So yeah, but again, it is fighting. I think if anybody's in this stock, you're most likely in, closer to 13 or lower, right? Which is a good thing, right? Which means you're green in that position, and then you can make your decisions, right? You're like, hey, you know what? This is a heavy float. I don't want to hold this into the open, blah, blah, blah. You can make that decision, right? IBIO has been the one that's been looking good here, though, right? So it's slowly pushing towards $2 now. So let's see if it can break. This one has a better float. The float is closer to 20 million, right? It's not a micro float, but at least it's not 130 something million, right? So So yeah, IBIO is cooking there, just cooking, just flying. Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Didi. Look at that thing go. Damn. IBIO. Is anybody holding IBIO in the chat? IBIO said, let me cook, please. Give me that 76% because I want to just keep going. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, that's a really nice run. Yeah, I'm sure quite a few of you guys are in that one. I'm sure quite a few. So again, it doesn't quite look like we're gonna break out in this one here for now. We shall see. We shall see. 163. Good job. Good job. Good job. Again, the annoying thing for WVE guys is that it's not going away, right? Like, look at that. It is not going away. So then you're like, okay, fine. What are you gonna do this time? And then it goes up and then it fails again. Look at it. It's going for that 1330 again, right? That thing just looked like it was about to die. And then all of a sudden, the next candle, it's like, nope, not getting rid of me, right? You know what's just flying here though? IBIO is like, hey guys, I'm the one. Good job on those 2,000 shares though. Right, that's a very nice gain there. Yeah, that thing is just flying, just flying. Damn. Thank you, Winterfell. Greetings, Davis. Yeah. Have you considered scaling out yet, Red? Those 2,000 shares? Yeah. You don't have it on your broker? Shush. I've only ever heard of that broker once. You might have mentioned it, but you might need to you might need to switch. You might need to go find something else. Right. So the best looking stock right now going into the open obviously is IBIO, right? The best looking. So you sold 1,500 of those at 25,500 into the open. I like it. Well done. Yeah, you've secured your monies. Well done. I like that. I like that. Love it, love it, love it. You guys remember TGL from Friday? You guys remember this stock from Friday? This stock cooked hard. Hard. Right? This is why we tell you to join us in Discord because you miss out big time. Big time, right? When we were on stream on Friday, we were talking about TGL and we were just talking about these levels, right? You can see all the circles on the chart, right? Because we were explaining stuff in this. That stock was at, $19, right? Once the market closed and we were in Discord, sheesh, $50, $60, 70, 80, almost $90 there at the top, right? So, and we closed at 25, and then went to $90 after hours, and then came back down, right? Like after hours on Friday was amazing, amazing. My treasure was a pleasure, yeah, right? After hours on Friday was amazing. We had a lot of fun. It's like everything you looked at was flying. Everything was just on fire on Friday. It was a good day. It's very good. Very good. So we'll see if we can if that vibe can carry on to today as well. So it looks like Red, you did a good job scaling out of that position, right? So right below 250 there, and then we're coming back to potentially retest $2. Let's see what happens. Did I miss thrusting Friday after hours? You did, Evan. We cooked on Friday. Like when I say cooked, I mean cooked. Like everything we looked at went up 100%. Like if you're not a member, you missed out big time. Anyways, a WVE again, you guys know this already, right? So if that resistance doesn't break, it's not going anywhere, right? Yeah, you made $600 in 20 minutes. Yeah, Caitlin, it was a fun Friday. It was amazing. It really was amazing. So when we tell you guys to join us in Discord, it's because of moments like these. Like we're not on stream, we're in Discord, and it's like, oh my days, everything is just flying. Everybody's making money. and we're having fun joking around, So yeah, if you're not a member yet, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot and come join us because you're missing out. There he is. Let's go. The legend, the GOAT. Dan is back, guys. Dan, welcome back. How are you feeling this morning? Are you ready to cook? You better be ready to cook because the market's ready for you. Welcome back, Dan. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Dan had surgery last week and then he rested over the weekend and he's ready. Ready. Jericho, Riva. Good morning, everybody. Greg, good morning. Feeling a little rough still. A short day. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, take your time, Dan. Take your time. La 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 la. Let's go, love. Yeah. Come join us. Okay, so we have 2 minutes before the market opens, guys. Question for you guys in the chat: what's your favorite stock going into the open? What is your favorite stock going into the open? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. IRBT. Yeah. And so the issue is we have so many options going into the open. It's kind of annoying, right? So look at the chat, right? One person picks IBIO, the next person picks TGL, the next person picks CETX, right? Like it's gonna be that type of day, right? We have so many options going into the open that we're gonna need to give it a second at the open. PAVS, Beyond Meat, right? So good morning, Vena. Yeah. So I think a lot of people are gonna like IBIO more because it's performed the best coming into the open. Um, WVE is still holding that stupid base at the bottom that you can see. Like we're just honestly just going back and forth here, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. So that thing will need to break out if it wants to do anything. CETX had such a really good run this morning, so let's see if it consolidates, right, and then gives us a curl. If you look to the left hand side on CETX, you're going to see a bit of support here, right? Or initially we had resistance at this level, right? So look to the left, right there we failed, and then we failed again, and then the third time we broke out. So now let's see if it uses that level around $8, right below $8 as support, already. So we'll keep an eye on that spot there. Again, TGL, we had so much fun with this one on Friday. Let's see if we can reclaim the 200 EMA and then go from there. So there's work to be done on this one. Like I said earlier, SMX is more of a watch, for crazy breakout and play now, rather than the main focus. TWG was another one that did so nice on Friday. Like this was nice. Look at this run on Friday, guys. Right, that was such a nice run. Right, such a nice run. So we'll see if some of the runs can continue today. And the market is open, right? WVE says, "Hey guys, here I am again. I know why you guys keep watching me, because I want to keep playing games, right?" So that thing bounced off the same stupid bottom again, and it's popping back up to the same stupid top, but it's still failing at the same stupid top. Can you tell I don't like the range? Anyways, we'll see what happens there. IBIO is still dipping, so give that thing time to consolidate, please. Alrighty, it's Monday morning, guys. The market just opened, so the opportunities will come. Alrighty, there's no need to be rushing right away at the open, trying to jump into something. Alrighty, so take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Let the markets relax. Let the markets relax a little bit. ELAB, again, this one has such a low float. I think that's why it has so much hype, right? The float is less than 700,000, guys, right? So it has the ingredients to want to cook, right? But I think for now it has work to do. Yeah, there goes the pop. Look at that. It's halted up, right? CET is halted up now. But where did we pop from, guys? We pop from the bottoms, right? From that left hand side support, right? So that's why it's always really important to look at these major levels like these ones. Oh damn! Look at that, guys. Look at that. WVE finally did it. WVE said, "Hey guys, yes, I have a big float, but what are you gonna do about it? Because I'm the captain, right? So I'm the captain." Yeah, you can tell why we kept coming back and looking at this stock, right? Because it looked good. It looked like it wanted to go, but I guess they wanted to wait for the open, huh? Type yes in the chat if you're holding WVE, because I know a lot of you guys are holding this one. Type yes in the chat if you're holding WVE, because I know we were waiting for this one for quite a while this morning in Discord. Quite a while, right? Did you sell it? Uh-oh, you sold, didn't you? Yup, 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 yup. No, that thing required some patience. WVE. ELAB got slapped. Yeah, that thing needs to break out, right? When you're looking in these low flow momentum stocks, you're more interested in the breakout rather than the dips. Green is green. Good job, Arya. Good job. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. I like it. Yeah, so again, the float is one thing, like the float is one thing, because I know we look at the float, we're like, hey, this stock has 130 million share float. Um, but it's a different thing when the stock actually looks interesting, right? Good morning, Ahmad. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Alrighty. It's one thing when the float is heavy. It's another thing when the stock actually looks good and the volume is coming in. So you never want to just write off a stock because it has a big float, right? Because you're going to end up writing off something good. Because again, I could see some of those mentions already that this one had a heavy float, but yeah, you can always do the slow and steady movement, you know. Anyway, so yeah, you can see that we're testing a double top here, guys, right around 1420. So 1420 to 1450. Those are going to be your two major support resistance levels. Alrighty, so 1420, 1450. So just be careful. If we can break above those levels, that would be nice. Cool. Again, the market has been open for less than 5 minutes. So if you've missed out on anything, that's really not a problem. Ready? Really not a problem at all. ELAP is still, that low float is very interesting, but the stock really isn't performing yet. So there's nothing to see, right? But again, we're going to keep an eye on this one because of the level of hype that it has, right? And the size of the float. We'll keep an eye on it, but it's going to need to give us something. It's going to need to break out. IBIO is still dipping, so maybe it's finally trying to consolidate here though above $1.60, right? IBIO. So let's see if we stay above $1.60 and then reclaim $1.75. Guess what? WVE said, "Hey guys, I'm back," all the way down. Wheeler's halted up. Yup. Yup. Craziness, craziness, craziness. TGL is also halted up. Right? This is like the next SMX. The next SMX. Okay, let me pull up our Wheeler. We had some fun on Friday with Wheeler too. Right? Wheeler was good. And then it just didn't want to break out as much as we wanted it to. Right? But it's halted up for now, so we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, so that's halted. TGL is halted up. Halted up. WVE is coming back for a retest, so let's see if they can use that 1330 as support. If not, dead. But for now, it's using that triple top quadruple, whatever you want to call it, right, as some support for now. So let's see if we can stay above that level. Alrighty. Cool. There goes 1360. IBIO is really fighting to hold that $1.60 there. So let's hope that it does. ELAP is trying to curl here too, so that's good. That it's holding $4.60. $4.60. Yeah. Do you have a position in Workhorse, Dane? Let me know. So many names, so many names. The first 15 minutes, I think, will be all about like watching these names go up and down, and then seeing which of them you actually really like, right? Some nice green, some nice pops here on WVE. I think it's all over the place though. All over the place. All over the place. All over the place. So again, patience. Patience will be your friend today. Yeah, TWG is looking very weak there. Again, SMX really isn't doing very much. Let me pull up I just want to take a look really quickly. Workhorse. Yeah, that thing isn't really. They've done a split. That's the only interesting thing about this is they've done a split. This morning. So that float before the split was 23 million. Whatever the split ratio is, divide that by so divide the 23 million by 12, and you're gonna get the actual float. But yeah, so maybe though it will at some point find a way to turn back around. So it's not actually up, 1,000%, right? It's because they've done a split, so that doesn't really count. So maybe at some point it will come back around and then go from there. Is it halted down? Yeah, CETX is halted down. Right. So this is why we remind you guys to just be patient, just be a little bit patient, Just be a little bit patient at the open here because these candles are gonna go up and down. And then there goes IBIO, right? IBIO. So came back for a retest. You can see the consolidation and then the bounce. Right? So see if we can reclaim $2 there. That's a very nice pop though. Right? And then $2 resistance. SMX is halted. Lord have mercy. Oh my days, guys. TGL is also halted. Halted down, of course. Right? IBIO is pushing above $2 again. Oof, damn. That was a really nice consolidated base there, actually. Really, really nice. Did anybody buy the dip for IBIO? Because it's halted up now. Yeah, it's halted up now. Anybody buy the dip there? Yeah, you did. Good jobs. Right, you can see the dip, the consolidation at the very bottom, right, and then the pop. So that's why we say wait for the consolidation, right? Don't catch the knife on the way down, right? Look at that knife. Don't catch it. Don't catch it. Don't catch it. But you see what's happening down there? It's different, isn't it? Yeah. Good job, Greg. See, you're doing well. You just need to take your time, be patient. You're doing well. Stop, stop doing crazy things. Stop doing too much, Greg. You're doing well. Yeah. You're just not giving yourself time to properly, you know. Anyways, ELAB is back above $5 as well, so that's good. That is good. So yeah, IBIO is still looking like the one of the better names for sure. Yeah, and I think a lot of you guys you need the stream to do well. Well, I mean, that's why we stream, right? That's why we come together and we chat so we can. But yeah, that was good. That was very, very good. That was very, very good. Do, 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 do. Okay. And then WVE is still looking okay, right? Why? Because it's still holding that stupid level at 1330, right? So it basically broke above, came back to retest it like it did earlier, right? So we broke above this resistance. Look at that, right? WVE. So the technicals on this are quite good, right? So look at the double top breakout and then retest it, and then brand new breakout and then brand new retest, right? So the next question is, can you get back above $14? So if you're still playing with WVE, it still looks good, right? Yeah, see, that's what I mean, Rob, right? He is doing good. He just needs to, like take a deep breath in, exhale, and keep taking one step at a time, right? Because a month ago, he never would have taken that entry at that price. Ashley, what's your position in PAVS? Let me know. Can you take a look at again? If you have a question, guys, you're gonna have to give me more details, especially at the open. I'm not gonna run around and look at your tickers. You're gonna have to help me out, right? I'm looking at the stock for an entry. I'm already in at this price. Blah 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 blah. Um, yeah. Alrighty, please. Otherwise, I tend to ignore, especially at the open. I'm not gonna, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, be specific. Be very specific. CT, yeah, this one's unhalted and still getting slapped. Yeah, still getting slapped. So we're waiting for IBIO to be unhalted because that looks, the best for now. The only issue we're gonna have with this though is that supply zone and the downtrend. So the closer we get to 220, the more cautious you want to be. Alrighty, so 220 resistance there for IBIO, and then you have that 240 level, right? So $2, 220 again. You know we mentioned these levels like on every stock, and you think it's just a coincidence. It really isn't, right? It's because humans are very predictable in what they do. So it's why you see a stock fail at the same resistance constantly, right? WVE just had a beautiful pop. Like when I say this stock is a beautiful technical like technical stock, it really is, right? It really is beautiful. WVE, such a gem, such a gem. Beautiful, beautiful. Right. So these two stocks, WVE and IBIO, these two have been number one and number two. Right. ELAB is slowly creeping up there. We keep coming back to this one because of that super low float. Right. So it had a dip at the open and it's slowly creeping back up. So that's good. SMX is also unhalted if anybody's in that. Type yes in the chat if you're holding WVE. Type yes in the chat if you're holding WVE. WVE. I think Sandra's in that one. Why? Because she's a criminal. She's a criminal. I like it. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I like it. Empress, good job. You've been cooking, Empress. Right? Cooking. There goes 1470, guys. Right? This is the one that we were most excited about coming in, like in pre-market and Discord. So I'm glad that some of you guys stayed in and you're making some monies. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay. So let's see, that candle can close above 1450 there. But again, make sure you're moving that stop loss up. Alrighty. iBio is on halted, guys. All right. So it doesn't even look like we pushed to that $20 level, 220 level. Looks like we're instead coming back to retest to the downside. So that's gonna be interesting. And so those supply zones are, again, like I say all the time, those supply zones are not just there for decoration, right? They're there for a reason. So Um, but again, the stock still looks good to me, though, right? Especially if you're in well below $2, you're still fine. You just need to make sure that you have a good stop loss, please and thank you. Please and thank you. 197. PAVS. Why does PAVS have the same catalyst as TWG? Why do I feel like that's a bit suspicious? Okay. So it looks like we push back up to that 220 level, guys, and we're failing at 220, right? So that's going to be your resistance, $2.20. So like I said, if you're in below $2, you're still okay. You just need to move that stop loss up. Yeah, today really is a day of halts. It's like non-stop volatility, non-stop chaos. Good job, Arya. Good job. I like it a lot. Give me a high five. Yeah, well done. 169 to 215. Good job. I like it. And then WVE still looks good, right? You can tell though that like our next resistance is 1450, right? So you should have moved your stop loss up already. But I like it. I like it. I like it. So those are the main two for now, right? So I think again, if we wanted to pick three names out of all the stocks we're looking at to say, hey, these are the favorites for now, definitely would be WVE, iBio, and then ELAB, right? So even though ELAB really isn't cooking yet, we still like it just because of the low float, right? And you can see it slowly creeping up there, slowly creeping up, slowly creeping up, right? Slowly creeping up there. So make sure this one's on your watch list, right? and you're paying attention to that. So see if we can break out at some point. Cool, cool. And then TGL again. These names are so expensive and so volatile now that like you need a lot of patience with them, right? You need some patience with them. Look at that. CETX, massive slap and halt, right? Like these other names are just all over the place for now. So they need time. Wheeler doesn't look horrible, right? Doesn't look horrible at all. It just, we just need some more predictable price action on that before we can really, really like it. What's the breakout level? That's a very good question. Is a very good question. I think the reason why that's going to be hard. I think your first breakout spot is going to be this $36, 536, right? Which it looks like it wants to break above, but then you're going to have that 560 next for your resistance, right? And then the supply zone. Yeah, alrighty. So yeah, just be mindful too. Like the spread isn't amazing. The volume still needs to come into you on this one, but if you bought that thing, like I said earlier, right, closer to $5 or below, you're obviously happy for now, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. And then it looks like we're failing at that. We failed at that 220 for IBIO. Surprise, surprise. No, you can thank Arya for selling and for the stock to going down. Criminal. WVE. Hmm. Looks like people are locking in some gains on this one now too. Locking in some profits. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Tony Arya is a criminal, a proper criminal. You become a criminal when you're a goat. I agree. Yeah, they're slapping all of these names now. TGL is halted down again, right? So some of these big names are way too extreme. Your next support for WVE is going to be that 1333, 1330 level, right? Yeah. Omar, what did you get into that your stop loss hit? What did you get into? See your weight, KB? Yeah. Right. But again, you can see that we're coming from resistance anyways, right? So it shouldn't be a surprise that we're failing at, that level because we always do, right? If you're getting stopped out on IBIO and WVE, Omar, you most likely got in at the wrong spot, right? Because these are two names that we like this morning and we've talked about them from really good bottoms, right? And we pumped all the way to the highs and then now we're coming back down. So if your stops are hitting on these, your entries are most likely, way too close to resistance, right? Way too close to resistance there. For example, where did you get in at for IBIO, Omar? Let's take a look. Where did you get in at? Where did you put your stop loss? Let me know. We'll kind of we'll use yours as for educational purposes. Uh, at the open, wrinkled, yeah. It's always a good thing to to give it a few minutes at the open for the market to do the crazy thing and then relax, especially if you're not a member in Discord, right? Because if you are a member in Discord, you can see us talking about some of these names. Like again, we were talking about this support for WVE at the bottom there, right? $12.30, 12.40, 12.40. It just kept bouncing, right? You could have bought closer to the bottom of the breakout and then the boom skis. If you're not doing stuff like that, then you maybe want to wait for the market to relax because you could get yourself in trouble. you know get yourself in trouble. The CTX just dropped more news. It looks like they just dropped another headline. Like these stocks are really wanting to pump up the stock. The company wanting to pump up the stock. You're in at 190, Miguel. You're in IBIO at 190. Okay. You're kind of sitting at break even for now, so you need that thing to get back above $2. SUGP is hitting brand new session high, so that is good. SUGP. What about Netflix? Netflix said they're buying HBO and Warner or something like that. That's cool. I think that's cool. I think that's super cool. Yeah, SUGP just like it ran up and hit resistance. So there's really nothing to when you're hitting a supply zone like that. Yeah. Okay, IBIO is back above $2. Right. So again, Omar, what did you have? What was the entry and what was your stop loss on IBIO? What was the entry? What was your stop loss? That is, then we can kind of help. You were in at 196 and then stop loss at 186. So if you were in at 196, yeah, see, even then I don't know what time you got in at and then this candle most likely took you out, right? But again, that's a pretty that is just a weird area, isn't it? Yeah. No, I know you're in at 196, but I just don't know if you were in at 196 before we ran to 220 resistance or if you bought on the way down. Right? Because if you bought that thing on the way down, you never should have been in that position. You know what to do, right? So only two things could have happened here, Omar, and you know that, right? So you either bought at 196 on the way up, right, and it happened so quickly and you didn't sell, or you bought on the way down when you weren't supposed to buy on the way down, right? So yeah. Uh oh, really? SB, it's not a guaranteed thing yet. Oh, see, I thought it was a guaranteed thing because they actually sent out emails, right? Netflix sent out emails saying we've done this, right? It doesn't change anything, but look out for the future, right? Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I didn't really care much to read through the entire email because it wasn't like they were actually making any changes. Oh, that's why then. Okay. Yeah. Potentially looking at antitrust. Yeah, just like Google and all the other big companies. I feel like some of these countries, they do that just so they can get some monies. Like you can basically file like an anti trust like lawsuit against any of those companies. Yeah, Wheeler, like I said last time, Wheeler isn't looking too bad. It's holding support really well. It does need to break out though. Mm, okay, sounds good. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't have the volume yet to break out. I think this is what I hate about having so many names, so many different stocks. Is this one's gonna pop and then this one's gonna pop and then this one's gonna pop and like all over the place. But anyways, WVE is still looking good, right? We basically came back to retest the same bottom here. So look at that, right? So bottom one, bottom two, right? So we're looking good. Again, you can see that resistance. We had this resistance right there. Now we're using that resistance for support, right? So yeah, we can look at this and say, hey, the float is heavy, but it hasn't been a problem so far, right? The technical analysis on this has been, the technical levels on this one, excellent. They've all grown up, Dan. Yeah, I think that's the last one, anyways, right? The last one. So they're gonna move on to doing other things now. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Too much at once. Right. So I bet you it's gonna be one of those days where like, it takes like an hour and then we're like, okay, all these names are trash. And then we find the right one and it's gonna fly. So be patient today. Me too, Peter. Me too. Me too. Yeah. Here we go. 1420. That was a sweet double bottom, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a pretty sweet double bottom for WVE. I like it a lot. So there was a reason why this name was, our favorite name in pre-market, right? Even with the heavy float, there's a reason why this thing, we were excited about this one. It just looked so nice. No, 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 no. WHW. Good job. Daryl's been cooking. Just cooking, Daryl. Just cooking. There we go. CT is halted down now too. Yeah. Chaos, chaos, chaos. Uh, One trade, one win. I like it, Dan. I like it. I like it. Small gain on WVE. Good, 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 good. Yeah. No, it's the good thing though, Omar, is that it's not a big, it's not a big loss. Yeah. The two intact. uh, yeah, the good thing is that it's not a big loss, and you took your stop loss, Omar, and look at what's happening now, right? It's still dropping, so your stop loss was good, right? I think your entry might have been a bit suspicious, right? Yeah, but yeah, yeah. WVE is like in a weird spot, right, between that resistance at 1420 and 1450. So it does look good to me. It's looking like the best name right now, obviously, right? But it's gonna need to break out. It's going to need to break out. ELAB, again, we mentioned this one, right? We mentioned that breakout spot, right? You see that breakout spot right there for ELAB, right? 535. It's not quite doing it yet, right? So you see it, right? So resistance, resistance. So ELAB is going to need to break above that level if it wants to get, some more volume. For now, right? WVE is the one that's going V. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So again, that last high was 1490, right? We're not quite there yet, obviously. Not quite there yet. But just be aware of that double top there, please. Alrighty? Good job, Daryl. I like that. Yeah, Daryl is cooking these stocks, cooking them. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding WVE. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding this beast. And then move that stop loss up. Don't make me find you. Peter, you need Jesus. The only thing you're holding is NQ. And NQ is on drugs. So we're testing 1450 here. Let's see if we can break above that level. That golden candle is showing up right at 1450 as well. So just be mindful. Alrighty, just be mindful. But again, this is the best looking stock right now. Yeah, it's looking good though. Right. So again, yeah, look at that area again. Oh my days. I think there's something to be said to be, something happens when you become a lifetime member. You feel like you have no more choices, there's no choice left. You have to cook. And look at that. She sells again and the stock starts to go down. Look at that. She did the same thing with IBIO, guys. And then it said, oh no, sorry, I'm going down, guys. I go down. Now look again. Sold and bought again. Let's go, Sandra. ELAP is ELAP with a nice little pop there. I think the only thing I don't like is that spread on this thing, right? The bid is 512, the ask is 528. So the spread is spread is a little bit annoying. Yeah, Albert, you did good, right? That's okay. Especially when you have a double top like that. So three things, right? You have the yellow candle, warning. You have the red zone, warning. You have a double top, warning, right? There's nothing wrong with that. You have three different warning signs. So if you want to keep it, that's fine. Move your stop loss up. But if you sell, there's nothing wrong with that, right? This might just honestly be a retest of 1420, the last resistance there, but we'll see. Yeah. 1425. Good job, Anthony. Good job. Yeah. Look at the members cooking, guys. Look, it's almost like these guys put in work. It's almost like they put in work. Interesting. Interesting. Almost like they put in work. Ah, you think? Uh, So it looks like we're retesting that 1420 for now. So let's see if we stay above. IBIO guys, your resistance is going to be between closer to 160. So it is holding that level for now. But yeah, the closer we get to 160 there, the more support you should have. Right. So let's see if we stay above for IBIO. Cool. Nothing happening with these other ones. Like I said, the float, the spread for ELAB is a bit annoying, so it's going to need to break out. SUGP is still slowly creeping up here after that dip, so it looks okay, right? So brand new highs of the day, not bad. CETX is halted down again, so this thing look like garbage, right? Garbage, garbage, and then again, there's your double top for WVE. So surprise, surprise, no, not really, not really. Okay, let me take a look at. You said resistance GPRC. Is that an OTC stock? GPCR. GPCR. You're looking for resistance on this one. It looks good. A bit of an expensive stock, but it looks good. But you're not gonna find resistance on a 1 minute time frame on this one just because of the price. Yeah, look at that, right? So if you go back to 2023, the only time the stock has been to this price, um, yeah, the only time the stock has been to this price, Pappy, is 2023, right? The only time. So when you zoom out like that and you drop a line, you're gonna see that the resistance was at 75, 75, 75, 75, whatever that is, 75.20, 75.50, right? Now the stock just broke above that level. So in terms of resistance here, you're gonna have to look at a really small time frame and see when it stalls. Alrighty. So right now it looks really, really good and it's halted up. Right. For a stock of that price to be halted up, that's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. 121%. Yeah, it looks nice. Right. So it looks very, very nice. So for now again, I don't see any levels. You might have to drop some fips on there to find the resistance, but that thing looks like a monster. Pappy, what's your entry price on this thing? Yeah, but it's something. Yeah, it looks really nice. So you're just gonna have to keep moving those stop losses higher and higher and higher and higher. A crypt, it looks like garbage right now. What's your position? On TWG, what's your position? Let me know. But yeah, right now it does not look good at all. At all. TWG. Yeah. What's your position in this play? Actually, if you look at the 1 minute time frame, you can see that it's finally consolidating. So that might be a good thing. I'm gonna drop this line a little bit lower. You can see that there's some support around $8.66. You're out unfortunately, waiting for it to you're waiting to get back in. Okay, yeah. If you look at the last 10 minutes, you can see that it's been finding a good base at 866. Right. So if you play with this at all, make sure that it stays above this 866, because if it breaks below, you're gonna have a problem, right? Just like if you look a little bit higher, it had consolidation right there, but as soon as you break below that level, that's a signal for a slap, right? That's a signal for a slap. So again, for now, make sure you stay above that level. IBIO, the support, same support at 160. Virus, virus. So again, IBIO support at 160. Alrighty, 160. Yeah, no, this GPCR, they must have had a catalyst, because that thing looks very nice. What's the float on this? The float is 60 million, right? So some of these bigger floats are actually doing quite well today. Yeah. I sent out an email with my Discord username but haven't received any reply. Can you please respond? So Smith, what's your Discord name? Did you send me an email? Let me take a look. So Smith. What's your Discord name? I don't see an email from you. You might have sent it to like Hot Trades, SEX. That's Peter's email or Virus's email. Because I don't see an email from you. Yeah, I definitely don't see an email. La, 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 la. Yeah, I don't see an email. So yeah, send me another email. Yeah, alrighty. Make sure you have your email. Make sure you have that Discord username in the email. Okay. Let me try searching you up in Discord actually. Yeah, no, you're definitely not in Discord. Yeah. So again, send me that email. There you go. I see you now. Yeah, I see you. You just joined now. There you go. You're good to go now, So Smith. Watch the onboarding video. You're good to go. You don't need to send me an email. Alrighty. You're good to go now. Cool. Cool. So yeah, double top for WVE. IBIO is holding down 160, so that's good for now. ELAP is looking like it wants to break out there, trying to break out. Right? ELAP is trying to break out. Type yes in the chat if you're holding ELAP. Type yes in the chat if you're holding ELAP. Yeah, that thing looks like it wants to go boom skis there. So we're finally testing that breakout spot. Yeah. Again, we keep coming back and looking at this one because of that super low float, right? DP also mentioned this one in Discord, right? So we keep coming back and looking because look at the float, right? The float is ridiculous. 676,000, right? Not 1 million, right? So that's why we keep coming back to this one and looking. And we've talked about this one quite a bit this morning already, right? We said, hey, the entry was closer to $5 or below, right? So we obviously dipped, and then now we're sitting at 550. So there's your breakout, right? Your next resistance is going to be that VWAP closer to 560 there. If you look to the left hand side, you're going to see that it's tested the VWAP a few times and failed. So that's going to be your next little obstacle there. Obviously, that red zone is there for a reason, right? These red zones just don't show up for because they want to. So it would be nice if that thing actually started to move, right? WVE is still looking like the one of the best stocks. Good job, Empress. Look at that, just cooking, just cooking. So again, there's your third test now of this resistance here for WVE. So we do need to break above that little spot there. I like it. I like it, Empress. Yeah, Wes. I like it. Okay, so yeah, let's see if we can break above this 1450 and actually stay above this time. And then the high of the day for WVE is 1490. So that would be the next target there. Here comes 1460. Nice push, 1475. Woo, 1480. All right, so nice little pops there. Nice little pops. 1480. Again, IBIO is holding the bottom there for now, so that's good. ELAP is looking good, right? Needs more volume for the breakout. And then this stock is just on fire. Right? GPCR. That thing is halted up again, isn't it? Yeah. There goes $86. And here comes brand new highs of the day, guys. So for WVE, right? So that thing just made brand new highs, or at the very least retested the same highs. So that looks nice. That looks nice. Again, type yes in the chat if you're still holding WVE. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding WVE. Because this looks very, very nice. TWG is halted up too. I like it. Well done, PJ. Good job. Yeah, good job. That's a nice scalp. Empress is cooking all the stocks. Cooking all the stocks. iBio is doing an okay job of holding 160. Right? ELAP looks nice. It wants to break above 550, so that's good. And then WVE is breaking it, trying to break above $15. Yeah, so that's nice. That GPCR stock is just flying. There goes $90. Ah, everybody's cooking everything. Come on now, cook everything, please. TGL is halted up. My days. Maybe they were just waiting for that first, the first 30 minutes. And then we're like, okay, it's time now. Daryl says three times my daily goal today, made $1,000 done for the day. Let's go. Go into paper trade now. I mean, like, just every, a clap for you, right? $1,000 day, and then moving on to paper trading, right? That's how it should be. You hit your daily goal, and then you move on to paper trading, right? ELAP is looking nice, right? So everything is looking nice, you know. Everything is looking nice. So here comes a retest of that VWAP, right? So we mentioned this VWAP right there. That's your next resistance. Alrighty, so right there, you know what we need? We need a fat green candle DP, a fat green candle to break above it, But again, just be mindful. That VWAP, this is the third time we're testing it now, right? So let's see if we can break above. But it looks nice. Looks nice. I like it. I like it. 400. Yep. So yeah, it needs to break above that VWAP. That VWAP is going to be your resistance, not a surprise, right? Not a surprise. We need DP to buy the whole float. That's the only hope. uh, you are? You're currently using your Beats Pro? Let's go, pizza. Yeah, the Beats Pro are quite nice. Like the noise canceling on the Beats Pro are nice. Yeah. It's like everything just disappears, for the most part. Not completely. I think if you wanted like the best headphones, then I think you need like the Sony M6. But the Beats Pro are quite nice. WVE retesting that $15 again, so maybe this time we break out. Maybe GPCR still testing $90. Come on, ELAB, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. See, CETX is halted up. So a lot of these names are quite random with the price action there. Yeah, that was a nice consolidated base there for IBIO, right? If you wanted to take a gamble. Yeah, you're liking the action? Yeah, that was a nice little base at the bottom. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. So it looks like ELAB failed at the level that we kind of talked about, right? So once we break above one resistance, you're looking for the next resistance. But until we break above that next resistance, then you're not quite, Yeah. Let's go, Mario. Come on now. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Ooh, wee. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I like it a lot. Love it. The gold members are cooking, cooking, cooking. Love it. Do. So yesterday was Peter's birthday, by the way, guys. So if you haven't wished Peter happy birthday, uh, take a second and wish Peter happy birthday. Peter the criminal. Yeah. So yesterday was Peter's birthday, and yeah. Happy birthday, Peter. Let's go, let's go. So this thing's really fighting with that $15 resistance there. Really fighting. There it goes. Boom skis. Boom skis. What a beautiful stock. What a beauty, guys. What an absolute beauty. There goes 1550, right? 14. In dog years. 120 in Nigerian years. Uh, love it. 1550. I like it a lot. Yeah, TWG has done a good job bouncing off the abyss. You know, look at that bottom there. Um, so who was asking from Twitch again? Twitch, did you get back? Did you get in on TWG? That was a nice bottom, wasn't it? Right. So as long as it stayed above that bottom, that was good. Your next resistance is going to be $10.20, right? But that was a nice bottom. Very, very nice bottoms. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Love it. 1550. Brand new highs of the day. Woo! Who says a stock with a heavy float can't cook, guys? Who says a stock with a heavy float? 100 and what million? 134 million, and it's pumping, right? The float only matters when the volume isn't coming in. Right? When the volume is coming in and the chart looks nice, we don't care about the float, right? Beyond Meat had a 300 million share float, 300 million, and the stock still cooked 1,000%, right? So the float only matters if the stock isn't behaving. When the stock is behaving, forget about it. Forget about it. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding WVE. It's straight to jail. Um, Type yes in the chat if you're still holding WVE. Empress, you better move that stop loss up. Don't make me find you. Pyro, high five. Let's go. Well done. Right? There was a reason why we liked the stock in the morning, you know? There was a reason why we were like, oh, this stock looks nice. This looks very nice. Right? And then IBIO showed up. Right? Let's go, Greg. See what I'm telling you? Take your time, Greg. Take your time and you will cook. Stop rushing. Okay? Take a deep breath. You know what to do. You know what to do. Stop looking for answers for all the questions. You don't need answers to all the questions. You just need answers to a few questions and you'll be okay. Alrighty? What you don't know sometimes is okay. You're scaling out. I like it. 970. Got in a 970. I don't know if I don't know how much I like that entry, but yeah, try and stay green though. Alrighty. Let's go. Look at that. Again, Aria. My goodness. 1450, 1580 out. Well, just to remind the guys, Arya just sold that position, so just be careful, please. Miss Chance, good jobs. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that, please and thank you. Alrighty. Again, less. I mean, not even half of you guys, not even close to half of you guys have smashed a like. So yeah, take a second and smash a like if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Come join us in Discord. Alrighty. IBIO is doing an excellent job of holding above that 160, so that's good. Pyro, high five. Well done. Sandra's selling at 1550 as well. Well done. A lot of you guys are taking profits. Good jobs, guys. But yeah, no. In terms of like predictions, price target, Fizzly. For now, the most important thing is that it stays above $1.60, right? And then you have resistance at 185. Cool. So I'm not quite sure what your position is, but you need to stay above that 160. Yeah. And then KB, try and stay green as well, please. Already. You're learning to take profits. Really important. It really is. Right? It really, really, really is. I was thinking of doing a class next Friday, a class on when to exit, right? So we'll combine like stop losses, taking profits, all the reasons to sell, right? So we'll potentially do a class. If I don't come up with a better topic, we'll do that on Friday. Alrighty? Cool. So, yeah. Yes. Yeah, don't buy the membership that says sold out because I will roast you. Anyways, ELAB failed at resistance. I don't think we're really surprised about that fail at resistance, right? We were hoping that the volume would come in, but again, that VWAP is going to be a problem, right? So, yeah, going to be a bit of a problem. Uh, can you show how resistance downtrend fizzly, right? So if I can, so I'm gonna drop a line here for you, alrighty, so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. So, um, right. So if I take one of these lines and I drop it there, we're just gonna use the algo. We're not gonna overcomplicate it, right? So you have a downtrend line right there, right? And you notice how it's failing at that exact spot, right? You're failing right on the downtrend line right there. If I can get my charts to work, so right there, right on the downtrend line, right from the top to the bottom. So if you're wondering how that resistance is there, is because there's a downtrend line right there, and it's going to be a problem. You notice how you notice how those two candles failed right around that spot, right? That's because there's a problem there. Alrighty, so right above $1.80, right? So $1.80 to $1.85, there's going to be a bit of a problem there. And if you break above that level, then you're looking for $1.90. Already, your support, like I mentioned earlier, is closer to 160, but that downtrend is going to need to be broken. Okay, back to the beast of the day, WVE, the monster of the day. Did you sell your position on Friday, Leo? I hope you did, right? Because you called right TGL cooked on Friday. I hope you took those gains because that thing went from $5, $10. You were in at $10, Leo, to $90. Right, so I hope you sold that position. Even if you didn't, you're still green on that, but you made $300. Let's go. Making money's on the boat. I like it. So here comes WVE again, pushing for the highs of the day. Pushing for the highs of the day. I like it. So we're basically double topping right below $16 there. Yeah. December, you're cooking December? Yeah, December is usually one of the best months of the year, right? So yeah. And then January is another really good year when it comes to momentum stocks. Really, 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 really good. These next 2 months should be fire. Should be fire. So here comes brand new highs of the day, guys. Brand new highs of the day, $16 incoming here for WVE. I like it a lot. I like it. 16 going once, going twice, and sold to Peter. $16.09. I like it. Frankie, make sure you're not delayed, okay? Make sure you're not delayed. You might be like 10 minutes delayed. Yeah. Sounds good, Leah. Don't lose those monies though, please. Alrighty. Yeah. $16. Beautiful. Okay. How the market's looking today? Mixed, kind of mixed. Mixed. Is Bitcoin green? Kind of suspicious. Kind of suspicious. Look at WVE, guys. What a beauty. Yeah, so again, you're scaling out or you're moving the stop losses up, right? Those are your only two options there. The limit orders is killing you. Moving so fast, you're trying to jump back in. Yeah. With the foolishness, yeah, BTC is just like just all over the place. I really think the markets are like Bitcoin is getting manipulated big time, right? If you go back to Sunday, like Sunday we went from like 91 or 92, crashed all the way to 86, liquidated like $200 million in like longs, right? And then exploded back up to 92, liquidated another 200 million in shorts, and then just kind of sat around the same spot, right? So I think they're trying to destroy all the leverage on crypto. You know, they're trying to cause chaos, and it's very obvious. I need Man U today to score 7 goals. Pizza. Yeah, that's what I need. Exits. A lot of trouble knowing when to exit position. Most of the time, I see profits and I'm out. And then after the stock goes up, Albert, yeah, then that seems like a good, yeah. Okay, we'll talk about exits then, right? We'll talk about exits. Alrighty, so we're gonna do it again. These specific classes are Legend Pro classes. So if you're not a Legend Pro member, you have to upgrade. I'm gonna write a note for myself so I don't forget. Alrighty. Uh, uh, okay, there we go. Two green scalp piece, Anthony. I like it. I like it. I like it. On Friday, usually around 5 p.m. Eastern time. Let me confirm the Friday. Oof, that's gonna be hard. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. I'll confirm later. Alrighty, I'll confirm the time. If not, we might do like a Saturday class or something. I don't mind that either. Right? Because I have a one-on-one on Friday at 5 p.m. So I might have to make that one-on-one earlier, or just or move the class like another hour later, or just do it on Saturday, right? So I'll let you guys know. But we will definitely do a class next Friday, though. Right, is slapping it. Yeah, that resistance was difficult, wasn't it? Right, that red again. Like I say this all the time, right? These red zones are not just here for decoration, right? They're not just here to look pretty. So when you're sitting in a red zone, you need to move your stop loss up, or you need to think about locking in some gains, right? So let's see if we can play around that $5 again and stay above it. The question was, this is 75. The problem is we're dipping right below 75 and really not holding it. So you're also looking for closer to 70. Already, I can't remember who was asking for that. Mm, okay, perfect. Yeah, IBIO super weak, right? You see that downtrend, guys, right? I mean, you're testing the 200 EMA now, right? So there might be a bit of a base there at the 200 EMA, but clearly the main stock for today, the beast right now, is WVE, right? The beast. That thing said, I have a big float. Yeah, that's okay. Big floats can move too, Big floats can move. Here comes $17, guys. Damn. What a gem. What a gem. What an absolute gem. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding WVE. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding WVE. Because we're going for $17. Here we go. Here we go. What an absolute gem. 1610. I like it. Well done. Sure, why not? Yes. Sure, why not? And what? And thrust. Just make sure you're moving those stop losses up, guys, and you're scaling out, right? Because that's a pretty nice run for a stock with a heavy float like that. You finally caught the dip skis, KB. Yeah, stay green though, right? Stay green. If you caught that dip, stay green. And thrust. Yeah, I like the way that it moves too. This has been very consistent, right? We've kind of gone back and shown the levels, right? Like I like the beautiful retest of the breakouts. I like the higher lows. I like the breakouts and continuation, right? Like it's done really well. So now we're testing a brand new resistance at 17, right? And then we'll see what happens. You know what? Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah. Yes, yes. How can I not know? Pizza, the thrust guy or one of the thrust dudes. Is it too late to buy MA? Yes. Again, the answer is never yes. The answer should never be yes, it's too late to buy. The answer is okay, if you're buying so close to resistance, your risk goes way higher, right? So like again, judging by like the nature, like the way the stock has been moving, the answer is definitely not yes, it's too late. But when you're buying so close to the top like that, you're asking for trouble, right? This is so much easier for people that are already into manage their positions. Yeah. There's always a dip at some point. It doesn't feel like it when the stock is pumping without you, but there's always a dip. Promise. Alrighty. So we'll see if we can clear $17 here. You're in trouble. Your entry is 13. Your entry is $3.50. I'll take a look. Is that your entry? Putti. Let me take a look. IRBT. That's most likely not your entry. Your entry is $4. Congrats. Anyway, I'm kidding. Kidding. Um, this is why I think we need to have that class on Friday, right? We're gonna have a class on Friday, and I think we're gonna talk about this as well, right? Because to me, this is unacceptable, right? When you look at this stock, guys, what do you see? You're up $2,000. See, that's good then, right? You're still green, so you're not in trouble overall then, right? But stuff like this to me is unacceptable, though, right? And we're gonna do a class where we'll talk about this. Alrighty, so you're in at $4 basically, right? So you bought it and then sold it and then bought back in, right? So exactly, right? So yeah, you're below the VWAP, you're below the 200 EMA. The worst part about this is you had support at the 200 EMA, right? And then you broke below the support. That's not the problem. The problem is we came back and we went back to the 200 and then we failed at the 200. That's the nail in the coffin. This right here, that is it. As soon as you fail to reclaim the 200 EMA and then you create a brand new low, you should not be in that position at all, right? So for now, the one thing that's going for you is that this stock has a history of coming back, and now you are testing that 350 support. We talked about this last week, right? 350 support. So for now, I mean, speaking of which, it's breaking below that level. So like, you're gonna need to put a stop loss. You should have been out of this position a long time ago, though, right? Because you're losing your gains for no reason. I think you're just losing money for no reason, right? So yeah. Alrighty. So again, come join us in Discord, Puri, right? Because yeah, just because you're up $2,000 doesn't mean you're allowed to give some of it back, Yeah. Alrighty. So you were supposed to be out of this thing a long time ago, right? You had some really good support right there at $4. You had some really good support. Then it broke below and retested and failed. That was your reason to be out of it. Okay. ELAB is bouncing back, right? So ELAB looks good. So ELAB isn't clearly not going away. So that low float is right. So leave this one on your watch list. Right? Leave it on the watch list. As long as we keep playing around $5 there, that's not bad, right? What do you guys want to bet that Empress got back into this on the dip? Empress, did you get back in on this on the dip? Is IBIO dead? Not unless it breaks below if it breaks below the 200 EMA, then yeah. If you break below 150, then yeah. Yeah, alrighty. GPCR, no consolidation really at $70. I think it's just breaking down. So yeah, and then back to WVE. So a little bit of stalling around $17 there, but it's still holding above the 9 EMA, so that's good. You recommended the stock to your dad, and he bought it. That's very nice. At least your dad's like, I trust you. Very nice. If I recommend a stock to my dad, he's gonna say, okay. Who do you think you are, Mr. Stock Guy? Get this rubbish out of my face. That's very nice. Well, tell him congratulations. You believed in your son or daughter and you played yourself. Because now the stock is going to the abyss. You're gonna get beat up. You're gonna get beat up. Is it going back up? Oh, you better stay away. Ah. Ah, congratulations. Why would you do that? Why would you recommend a stock to your dad? Why? You just like stress, don't you? Unbelievable. Sheesh. Anyways, what price did your dad buy at is the question. I mean, it looks like you're approaching 60, Maybe there's going to be a bit of a base there. Your Christmas present is going to be a belt. You're going to open the box and there's going to be a belt in there, you know? Ah. Damn. Yep. All those years of punishment. You wanted to let him suffer a bit more, huh? Oh my days. Yeah, tell your dad to join Discord. Please and thank you. Unbelievable. Dang, that you guys are not nice at all. Instead of you guys saying, oh, sorry, that's so sad, No, no. Ah, see, that's why we have the best community. Yeah. TWG, halted up. Let me take a look. TWG. Oh yeah, it is halted up. That was a really good base dub. That consolidation at the bottom, that 856, that was really nice. Right, the support at the bottom, the consolidation, and then boom skis. Yeah, TWG looks really good. That was a good pop. Finally broke above the 200 EMA as well, so that's nice. Yeah, that's why I never recommend anything other than VGT and VU. Yeah, exactly, Yogi. Especially if they're not actively trading. Especially if they're not like actively watching and trading and scalping and a stop loss. Don't do the recommendation game, right? Because you might have recommended that stock, and it went up, but they're not gonna know how to manage it. uh, Dan, yep, yep, unbelievable. Yeah, no, watch $60 here. Hopefully, it stays above $60 and goes back up. IMPP looks good. I not IMPP, IMMP. IMPP is the AMC stock. So IMMP, a nice little bounce there. Good chart actually. Candles look like they need more volume, but it's done well. Yeah. Are you in this one, Cohen? Hmm. That looks very nice. Yeah. What did your dad get in at? What's the average? Nice pops there. WVE is still looking good though, right? We're just kind of stalling in between that range there, right? And that high is still $17, so technically not that far away, right? 40 cents. IBIO is holding the 200 EMA, guys, so maybe that's the last hope. It's trying to break above that downtrend. This candle is breaking the downtrend, so let's see how well it does, if it can break and hold. Alrighty, so IBIO is not dead yet, right? Not quite dead yet. Let's go, Snipes. Welcome back. Welcome back, Snipes. Welcome back. You know what to do, right? Your Discord should connect on its own, I think. Just refresh it. It should be good to go. Hmm. Interesting. I told him to buy it at 70. He bought it and sold it at 90, then bought it again at 72. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least that's not horrible, right? He's still green in that position, so that's good, Zah, right? Yeah. Let's go, Snaps. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like it found a base right above 60 there. So a little bit of consolidation. Right. If you look to the left hand side, it's gonna make a lot of sense, right? Usually there's a reason why we consolidate at every level we consolidate at, right? So look to the left for GPCR, right? You can see it, right? So this level was a problem, right? So if you fast forward to the, right there, that level is also gonna be a bit interesting, right? So there's always a reason why these things, do what they do at whatever prices they do it at. So 68. So again, your dad's down, not that much, so that's good. 14, 1640, close under the scared me out. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that candle right there. You did good though, Yogi, right? You're basically, you're like your exit is still like in this range. For some reason I can't talk. But yeah, so your exit is still in this range, so that's okay. And really good scalp. Do I hope we go higher? Yes, but that was a really good scalp. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, the markets look very suspicious today, like the large cap stocks. And then ELAB is still looking good here, guys, right? So, like I said, the low float on this stock is going to be interesting. If you bought the dip again close to $5, type yes in the chat on ELAB. Type yes if you bought the dip closer to $5 again. Because that thing doesn't look like it's done yet, does it? See if we can get a breakout. Here we go. $5.50. 550. If we can break above that VWAP, that'd be a good thing. GPC, yeah. I mean, it's getting closer to $70, so that's not horrible, right? WVE is still looking good. Still looking very, very good. Hmm. Something good, Miss Chance? Yeah, should be able to. You're green for now, so that's good. And then TWG popped all the way to the supply zone in the VWAP as well. Come on now. We need breakouts. Give us the breakouts. Yeah, I think this red zone for ELAB is a clearly a problem, right? Clearly a problem. Yeah, be careful. Be careful. And it's back above $70, so that's good. Your dad can can yeah, can take a deep breath now. You know, not whoop you for Christmas. So your dad's invest in bull. Peter. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Okay. Can we get back above that $17, WVE? Are you done playing games? Just because Yogi sold doesn't mean you're not allowed to go up. You know that, right? It is looking T-Rexy though, isn't it? Yeah, if you're still in this stock, you need to make sure you have a good stop loss because that thing looks, a bit suspicious there. This is one of those areas where you get a fat green candle, you get a fat red candle. No in between, right? It's one of those spots where crazy things happen. It made you feel like a fool today, IBIO. Yeah, it had a nice pop, but and then just started to sell off. Yep. How much money does he have, Peter? Uh, to give you a clump of gold or coal? Yeah. Today, CETX. Yeah, CETX just wasn't something to play with today, though. Yeah. See what I mean, though, right? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Right? When a stock starts to look like that, you know it's coming. It's either gonna be a fat green candle or it's gonna be a fat red candle. There's no in between. And they choose the fat red candle. But then again, we were stalling in a red zone and T-Rexing, so surprise! Not really, right? You can blame Yogi for this one. This is Yogi's fault. The other one's looking good though. IMMP, um, slow and steady, nothing crazy. Small floats, yeah. Maybe that's the theme today. Small floats and big floats. You know, small floats and big floats. Damn it, Yogi. Uh, I mean, if we know anything about like WVE, it probably isn't done yet, right? But we'll see if it stays above $16 then. Yep, exactly, exactly. Mm, 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 mm. Yup, yup. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. No, nice little pop. You can see how you're failing at 350 though, right? For IMMP. So just be mindful, right? Psychological level like that. Yeah. There's some profit taking going on there. ELAP is just way too like, rangy. Like up to the same resistance, down to the same support, just up and down too much. Too much. Um yeah. I mean, it is holding $10 for now. So basically, coming back to retest our level money car. Right. So you can see that retest there. Right, that was the resistance. So a retest Monica should be snow. I know, right? You guys want to see my weather weather in the city? That is not good, is it? And it's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse, guys. Look at that. Yeah, I think I might as well go to the gym today because I might not leave the house, for the rest of the week. Look at that. Look at that ridiculousness. What the hell is right? Right? The worst part is when it gets cold like that and then it snows. You know, it's like, really? Are you kidding me right now? Really? -9 is cold. Just wait for the rest of the week. Today is the warmest day of the entire week, right? So yeah, by Friday you're gonna be looking at, like, look at that, Thursday you're gonna be looking at like a low of -34 to the North Pole. Mike, get ready. Get ready, Mike. Yeah, WVE is looking fire, right? So if anything is gonna come back, it's gonna be this one. So that's $16. You can see the range, right? Look at that $16 line support at the bottom there. It's holding up really well, isn't it? So we just have the same stupid resistance though, but the stock has been a gem. A gem. Uh, a gem. No, 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 no. Edmonton, Owen? Yeah, I live in Edmonton. But yeah, at those temperatures, things start cracking off. Yep. Farah, what's your position in TGL? What's your question? What's your position? I'll take a look. Just give me some details. Alrighty. 80 today in Miami. That's crazy. uh, a rally this year? Yes, Rush. Yes. Santa is coming. I mean, Santa is already here. It started last week, Yeah. Uh, hit the pool December in SoCal. Sorry, not sorry. Damn. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. That is crazy. Could I see myself living here my whole life though? No. I again, I like skiing, but yeah. K-pop, what's your position? Let me take a look. So quite a few of you guys have questions for TGL, Treasure Global, right? It's not really doing anything right now other than holding that support at 29. So your next resistance is 37. If you can break above 37, there's more room into the 40s for TGL, right? So if you're in a position, make sure you stay above $29, please. Right? The low of the day is 26. Like if you wanted to give it more room, 26, 26. 26.35 is the low of the day. If it goes below that level, you have a big problem. Alrighty, so for now, you want to break above that 37 resistance at the 50 EMA. If you can, then you're looking for the mid 40s, already. Yeah. Lake Louise, yeah, me too. Me too. GPCR is back to 71, so that's looking good, right? So that support there, that consolidation was quite nice actually. Quite nice. Quite nice. IBIO, like I said, as long as this thing stays above $1.50, it's not dead yet, right? It's still fighting, right? So not completely trash, right? And then the Monster WVE is still fighting $17. Your entry is $35, so okay, you're green on that position, a bit high, but you're green though. You are green. Mm. Yeah, that's crazy. Uh, IBIO guys is fighting that 200 EMA. Fighting IBIO. So again, it's not dead yet, right? Anybody still holding IBIO? So that thing is trying to come back. So again, as long as it stays above $1.50, right, it should still be okay. So hell yeah, Empress, good jobs. Yeah, I like it. So you guys should be green, most likely. You're holding at $2? Damn. Okay. Caleb, yeah, there it goes, 174. So I mean, look at that, right? Triple bottom at the 200 EMA, quite nice, huh? And then pop. That's okay though, right? That's not a bad scalp, Guyan, right? For WVE. Yeah, again, come join us in Discord. You might be able to catch some of these plays earlier. 157, good. I like it, Empress. I like it. Dang, this $17 resistance is so strong for WVE. So strong. So strong. There goes 72. So Za, your dad should be back to break even now, right? He could always sell it or keep it. Uh, let's go. Want to see more? Thank you for the knowledge and good times in 2025. YouTube told me that you are my favorite channel. Let's go, let's go. How does YouTube do that? YouTube has the review too. That's cool. Well, we better be your favorite channel. I'm kidding. Kidding, kidding. How come you're not a member yet, Seymour? Unless you have multiple accounts. For TGL, yeah, you're gonna have to wait for it to get closer to 29 with a good stop loss. You're gonna have to wait for it to break above 37. Where's the boomskis? IBIO says I have the boomskis. We can make a. Dan's gonna come for you. You can do it. You can do it. But again, you notice how the most important thing here though was breaking that downtrend line for IBIO, right? Really important. Really, really important. Yeah. Do I think it's a good idea? I mean, it needs to break out, right? So we're just kind of going sideways right at resistance. We mentioned 37 being resistance. So you needed to break above that level first or give you more of a dip. All right. If you do get into a position like that, though, you need to have a stop loss. Don't get bagged. Righty. You need to have a stop loss. CETX is halted up again. Yeah. So that one said, hey guys, I'm coming back. Today was always going to be annoying with all these random names, you know? Like that thing was dying and then it hit a demand zone, the green zone, the magic green zone, right? And then said, okay, let me pop. Now it's halted up. But you look at the price action, there's nothing amazing here, right? Like there's nothing amazing other than the crossover, which is good, which is very, very good. But yeah. My wife would like to have a quiet word with you. Yes, yes. And then ELAB is bouncing back again off the the stupid 5 range, and the spread is still ridiculous. Mm-mm. Ah, pizza? Yes, you should be. You should be. Do. Again, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please and thank you. I would appreciate that. Take a second and smash a like. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots and come join us. What would our stop loss be? A certain percentage, right? Or is it hard to? Yeah, stop loss isn't a certain percentage, right? So you can use like I think the law of average. Like the recommended like stop loss for most people is like, okay, hey, let's just do a 10% stop loss, right? 8% stop loss is like the magical number, right? And if you're noticing that your 8% stop loss is always hitting, you need to go work on your entries because your entries most likely suck, right? But that's not the end of the story, right? We're going to talk about that in when we do a class on Friday. So if you're not a member yet, come join us. That class is going to be left for Legend Pro members because the classes are for and then the Q&A are for everybody in Discord. So let's go, Arya. Arya says thank you. And the entire community, you are all truly the best community to be a part of. Let's go, Arya. Let's go. Give me a high five. Let's go. Well done. Yeah, Arya cooked today. Cooked. Cooked. Yeah, I'm very happy for you. And just keep doing that, please. Just keep cooking. Ready? Yeah. Now, Arya is going to tell you that her lifetime membership was a steal because it was a steal. Yeah. Yeah. Because Arya got it and the price instantly went up. Arya, a steal. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Congratulations. High five, everybody. Thank you for the super chat. Ready? Yeah. No, 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 no. Pizza was mad at me for for doing that, but so if you got in, you're very lucky because that's gone now. How do you join Discord? You have to become a member on YouTube first. So click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Sign up for the Legend or the Legend Pro level. Once you do, then you get the link to join us in Discord. Fingers crossed. It's trying, but then stalled. So, and then stupid WVE still needs to break above $17. We need some boomskis. Maybe these guys are waiting for, like the last hour or the last 2 hours or after hours like they did last week. Yeah. I giving back to the community someday. Let's go. You are, Arya. You are. You are. Sorry, pizza. Yeah. Yogi says, lots of trading sites out there. I was duped into trying a couple of them, a couple of others. Once I landed here, I never looked anywhere else. This is the only worthwhile trading site, bar none. Let's go, Yogi. Let's go. The only thing I have to say is, if the lifetime members are telling you that, like, these are people that are paid, like, lifetime membership. They're like, hey, I'm stuck for life. I have no choice, right? If the lifetime members are telling you that, then right? These are people that are not paying $50 a month. These are people that are paid, thousands of dollars, and they're done, right? They have no choice. They're stuck, right? So that should tell you something. So I love it, love it. Yeah, no, it's really fighting. It looks like we need to break above $1.75 and close above $1.75. Even though we have wicks higher, you need a breakout. So hopefully we can get a breakout here. Yeah. How how do you avoid? Hey yo, I have no idea. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out myself. I don't think most people in the chat could figure it out. So unless you're referring to like PDT, right? Like PDT, is that what you're referring to? Yogi? See, I was avoiding it, but like I watched a little bit Yogi, and I was like, oh my goodness. I even texted Peter. I'm like, this is crazy. This is wild. I just stopped watching it. I'm like, mm. This is enough. Let me go do something else. 'Cause this is very wild. Very wild. Yeah. Let's go, Anthony. Let's go. Let's go. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Yep. Yeah. What is the best platform, Belen? Probably Weibo. Definitely one-sided. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a narrative there. So I wonder if that's the true story, because if it is, that is crazy. Yeah. Anyways, here goes WVE again, guys. This stock has been a beautiful scalper today. Expensive, but expensive doesn't really mean anything. uh, Unbelievable. 1680. Come on, you can do it. Mm, 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 mm. I didn't even finish it, Tony. I didn't finish it. I will over the holidays. Tommy Boy. Is Tommy Boy available on Amazon Prime? Tony, where can you watch it on? But what I do know, Yogi, what do you know? Tell me. Finish. Finish, finish, finish. CETX is still curling up there. Right, so it looks like that one halt created a little bit of momentum. $180 billion cash offer. Wow. Dang. Everybody wants to buy that studio, huh? Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I hope Netflix wins though. You know, I hope Netflix wins. Netflix has more money, right? They should be able to win. Yeah, YouTube. IBIO is just chilling in that red zone there. Just chilling. Same thing with WVE. Let's go. Godspeed. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome back. I think you're just renewing your membership. Welcome back. Welcome back. Until tomorrow. Okay. Then uh, Jason, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Yeah, CETX is looking good there. Your next resistance is coming up here though. So that last high, $6.80 for CETX. And then WVE really wants to break 17, doesn't it? Really wants to. Will it do it though? Hopefully. So yeah, resistance, $6.80, guys, for CETX. Is it consolidating? I don't know if we can call that consolidation because it's stalling at the top in the red zone, right? So almost the opposite, right? But it is trying though. Like it's really fighting to break out, right? So that's why the answer is not just a straight no, right? But you are stalling in the red zone, so it really needs to break out, right? So here comes 177. Oh, you can do it. You can do it. And then WVE just broke out, guys. Woof. Look at that beauty. Look at that beautiful thing. All day, baby. All day. What a beautiful stock. $7.40. $17.40. $7? Some of you would cry, you know? Love it. Do, 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 do. 7 a.m. Do, 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 do. Looking good. Looking very good. Again, WVE was the first name we posted this morning in Discord, right? We've liked this one a lot. This was the first stock. When I woke up this morning, this was the first one I posted, WVE. And it's been a gem. A gem of a stock. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding WVE. Type yes if you're still holding this. Type yes if you're still holding this. Love it. Love it. Well done. Love it. 1740. Are you happy now, Matt, that you no longer just wait for the penny stocks? See? Right? So next time nobody tell me that, oh, but the stock is too expensive. I don't want to play with it. Right? No, you play with what looks the best, right? You don't play with what looks cheap. Cheap is not always the way to go, you know? You could buy, you could go buy, you could if you have two options, to buy a t-shirt, you could go to Printful or Value Village or Goodwill, or you could go to the Avery website, right? Which one do you think is better? Exactly. Anyways, 1750 looking good. That golden candle there might be an issue, but the damn thing is still trending up on the candle, so really not a problem there. Yeah, looking good, looking good, looking good. 1770. There's a nice block there too. We love it. I wanted to say Gucci, Yeah, my competitor Peter says my competitor Gucci. uh, Anyways, there goes IBIO. So both of these stocks are looking good, right? WVE and IBIO. CETX, again, we mentioned that resistance, so that's really not a surprise, right? So resistance one, resistance two, right? You consider scaling out, or you at least don't buy at that price. Can we see $18 now? Yeah. By the end of the day, I'll keep it up. Yeah. Hit max loss, you're just pissed. What did you buy that you hit max loss? What did you just buy? What did you buy that you're hitting your max loss on? for the most part, like for the most part today, the favorite two stocks we've liked, right? WVE and IBIO, right? WVE being the best one, right? So we've mainly been focused on this stock today, right? We've looked at all the other ones, but for the most part, we've been focused on this, right? So what did you buy then that you're hitting your max loss on? CETX is trying to push again, so that's nice. AO 3 for 3, high five, well done. Yeah. You use the cash account, AO. Yeah, if you buy again this week, you're gonna be done, right? So switch to a cash account. A cash account doesn't have PDT. Yeah. Anyone holding WVE after hours, Alex? When it's not even lunchtime yet, how can we be, focused on after hours when it's not even lunchtime yet? How? Yeah, it's trying to. It's really, really trying to. Really, really trying to. Really, really trying to. Here comes brand new highs of the day, guys, for WVE. 1775. I'm new to all this. You tell me. Well, it's too early, Alex. Already. I explained this earlier when the market opened. I said, people asking for an after hour play or decisions at the end of the day, you can't really make those decisions till the very last 30 minutes, right? You can't make that decision. There's so much that's yet to happen. So there is no way you can make a decision for after hours or overnight when it's not lunchtime yet. So you have to wait. Friday and it dropped 45%, and was this stupid? What did you do wrong? I don't know. I don't know. I think you know the answer to that question, right? We've been talking about SMX for 2-3 weeks now. The stock went from $5 to $500, and then you decided to hold it overnight, right? And then you're like, was that stupid? $5 to $500 on a Friday. The answer is within you, right? The answer is within you.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Wait, what was that again? So yeah. What a beauty. IBIO and WVE, guys, both of these stocks cooking. Cooking, guys. Look at that. KB, are you happy now? Cooking. Cooking. That was a nice pop. Yeah. Yeah, so now you're playing with the VWAP there. So nice little push. Again, if you bought this thing closer to $1.50, which a lot of you guys did, you're very happy now. Right? Here comes 190. So our favorite two stocks today have been what? IBIO and WVE. And both of these stocks are looking very nice right now. This one clearly is in, very close to the high of the day, but see if we can push above $1.90. 13 sold at 12.80. Yeah. Again, worst trader, come join us in Discord. Alrighty, do yourself a favor and get the education. Your fiance needs a good birthday present. Yeah, sounds good. Get her some nice cookies. Yeah, you almost sold the red zone. Yeah. To get back to 182. Yeah. There goes 1818, guys. You know what? You know which one has faith? This one. This damn beast. This monster, WVE. This monster. But not making thousands of dollars. Yeah, absolutely pray. Absolutely. Stuff like this, though, pretty easy to move your stop loss on, guys, right? So just keep doing that. If you're not scaling out, just keep moving your stop loss up. Yeah. So many holding these pump and dumps and not taking profits. Evan, is that what you're trying to say? How do you guys find these stocks every day, Angel? Come join us in Discord, Angel. Come join us. Do yourself a favor, please. Do, 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 do. Not taking profits, I don't know, right? I think greed is human condition. Yeah, greed. Where's the music? Can you not hear the music? You guys hear the music or no? Monies, Empress, monies. I like it. Mm, 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 mm. You can't? Really? I can hear the music. Hmm. All you hear is me? Okay, let me know when you hear the music. That's interesting. Really? Okay, let me know when you hear the music then. That's crazy though. Just mute your mic. You can hear the music now? Huh, interesting. Can you guys hear me clearly when the music is this loud though? Okay, IBIO is looking nice. You can hear me? Interesting. Okay. I always thought the music was too loud, so then I would turn it down. But you guys can still hear me when the music is loud, so that's good. I only want to hear you. Okay, sounds good. Well, the music is important then. Yeah, the music is always on. Even if you can't hear it, it's always on. So no music again. You still can't hear the music? The music is so loud for me. I think it's because the microphone is set to you know. But I will cancel your voice. I think I need to play with the settings then. Yeah, I think yeah, it has to do with the settings. The settings. You can hear the music. Okay, good. Yeah. No, I think it's set up that way, so you can because I have reduced let me turn off this setting, okay? Let me turn it off. Okay, let me know if you can hear the music more, like if you can hear the music a bit more clearer now. You should be able to hear the music clearer now. It's because I turned off the future to cancel out all the other stuff. Yeah, you're gonna be able to hear the music better now. A bit? That's it? Damn, okay. Still low? Really? That's crazy. How do I fix that then though? Let me turn off all these features. Uh, okay, what about now? What about now? To say hi, Ayo Bilal, 2% green. Let's go. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Good job. Yeah. So it looks like we're testing that $2 resistance, guys, for IBIO, which is nice, right? And then WVE still looks like a gem, right? We're clearly failing at resistance on this one, but we knew that already. And other than that, those are really the main two stocks for right now. Like, um, AO lost more than what? He lost thousands. How much? You lost thousands of dollars, AO? Well, again, do yourself a favor and get the education, right? Do yourself a favor and get the education. If you're losing thousands of dollars and you're not changing anything, what do you think is going to change, right? You have a job, Fizzly? Yeah. I think I need to find a new way of integrating the music then. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah, I think I need to find a new way. You could tell though, like the voice takes over the music. I think that there needs to be a setting for the music somehow. Yeah, just play your own music. It's yeah. You took your gains, KB. Give me a high five. Well done. Yeah, I mean you're pretty damn close to resistance and the red zone and the yellow candle, right? So those are all good spots to be taking gains at. Yeah. But you were stupid for selling. Probably was the most you ever made. If you did good though. You made thousands of dollars on SMX, right? That's okay. Perfect sounds perfect to you. But yes, the voice is over the music. Sounds great to you. Okay, I turn it up one more time. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, looks like we're kind of feeling at $18 here for 1820 for double top at 1820 for WVE. But this has been a really good run, guys. This has been a really really good run. Let me know if at any point the music is too loud already, please. This has been excellent today. Look at this beauty, right? This has been excellent. So yeah, dips and pops and dips and pops. And then ELAB keeps going back and forth here because that thing is on drugs, on drugs. And then yeah, we obviously talked about that resistance and it failed. And then IBIO is going to need to break above $2 at some point. I think they need to do a better job of like having stream music, you know? Yeah, like the background music for the stream is not good enough. Uh, yeah, that's crazy deep. It's like all the time now for that region. I know, Tony. I know. I had no idea you guys couldn't hear the music. But I mean, I guess we're kind of okay without the music too, so that's fine. But yeah, the music is always on. That's the first thing I turn on. I'm like, ooh, the music, because I really don't want to hear my voice all day long, you know? Because that's definitely not something I want to be hearing. But you guys can hear the thrust beats though. And what? And thrust. Yeah. Yeah, the market fell asleep a little bit. We are going into lunchtime too, though. If I sing, Dan's not going to be happy, you know? So, Ron, I don't know if I can do that. Uh, I don't know if that'll be any better, though, you know, is what I'm saying. Like, is it different coming from a tab versus like the speaker, you know? I wonder. That might be something to try, though. I wonder. Let's go. Worst trader here. Welcome to the community. It's time for you to put in work, you know? It's time for you to put in work. Since you're losing, go straight to the education section in Discord, alrighty? Yeah, anytime yeah, 9 to 5, yeah. So again, click this link at the bottom of the chat. Follow the instructions in the getting started channel. Once you're done with that, go to the new trader education section and just watch videos, educate yourself, and then go to stock general if you have any questions already. So again, it's time for you to put in work. You don't want to go into 2026 with the same rubbish, you know? So if you're still struggling going into 2026 and you think something's going to change, congratulations. It's not, right? So you need to put in the work. Just want the education? Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I do want you guys to hear the music though. Ayo, Samuel. Ayo, ayo. This stock is such a gem. Such a gem. What a beauty. Okay, let me try the whole Spotify thing actually. Spotify. I don't know if I'm signed in though. Wheeler. To avoid the yeah. Are you doing better now though? Um let's go. I'm cooking. Let's No, you're cooking because of you, Empress. You're cooking because of you. Give me a high five. Let's go. Well done. Yeah, since you came back to Discord, I don't know why, you know, you ran out of money. It's because you were being, you know. Welcome back. Alrighty. High five. Keep cooking because between you and your hubby, somebody needs to cook. Otherwise, both of you are going to be under the bridge. So somebody needs to cook. Well done. Very proud. And keep cooking. Thank you very much for the super chat. Alrighty. Yeah. This is bribe. So this is bribe. So Empress can go to the top of the list when it comes to like wait list for the lifetime membership. You know, these are bribes. Yeah. 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 Empress. Yeah. I like it. There we go. Yeah. Keep cooking, please. Keep cooking. 1850. Pizza, you have to go take a nap before the games. Sounds good. Enjoy your nap, Peter. Alrighty, and chat later. You too, Luna. Okay, sounds good. Enjoy your jog. You made your goal. Good, 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 good. I like it. Later, Peter. Sweet dreams. uh, make sure Vecna doesn't show up in your dreams. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, we're gonna hear breaking news: man in California is running outside the roads naked, running from Vecna. Running from Vecna. Naked, maybe in his underwear. We think he's on drugs. Please arrest him, please. Yeah. So lock the door, please. Is it possible that they do an offering? It's always possible, right? Whenever you're in a position, you should always have that stop loss in there, right? Always have that stop loss. Yeah, this stock has been an absolute gem. A gem. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Spyro? Yes, please. Worked on learning those entries all weekend and it's paying off. Good job, KB. Well done. Right? People that put in the work, right? You know, it's like magic when they, yeah. Is it worth going into ELAB or holding? Going in for ELAB or holding? So you're in a position already, Anna, or what? So you're in a position you're wondering if you should hold or go in. I'm confused, right? So, um, yeah. I really wish this thing broke out, because that was the spot that the volume was going to come in. It just, you're thinking of buying. Yeah, the float is nice and low. I think it's going to run at some point. Right, it just hasn't broken out. So for now, the support is closer. Like if you're looking to go in without the breakout, Anna, I would almost consider waiting for that thing to drop closer to 430 now. Right, just because we can't seem to break out and we keep dropping to this area, right? So closer to 450, 430, that's the level I'd be looking for. With the stop loss though, please use a stop loss in case it doesn't go, right? If not, maybe just wait for that thing to reclaim 520, right? So for now, wait for the breakout or wait for the dip. Cool, cool. And then IBIO is trying to give us a curl here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Anything else that looks amazing right now? CETX has been playing games. Yeah. CETX trying to. That resistance at 680 is still a problem, so it needs to break above at some point. Do you believe in TGL can overcome $37? Remember when I said earlier, like, don't touch this thing unless we break 37 or dip closer to 29? Remember that, right? Nothing's changed, right? Like I said, don't touch this thing until it breaks 37. Well, 37 is like right there. We haven't broken above it, right? Also, 29 is all the way down there. So, like closer to this level here, right? So, um, nothing's really changed. Let's see if it finds a base now in this demand zone, right? So are we going to get to 37? I don't know, right? First things first, we need to hold this support and start crawling back up. What's a good entry for IBIO? Well, it was closer to $1.50. Now I think if you can stay above $1.80, that's not too bad. You also need to break above $2. Alrighty, so your next three main levels you could be looking at, between 180 and 175, and then 150, and then break above $2. Ready for us? BDRX, interesting. Yeah, CDTX is just testing the double top. I wonder if I move the speaker to like a different side, maybe. Is the music better on that side? Maybe, maybe. You're welcome. Let's go. Much better. Better song. Stupid song. Better sound. Stupid song. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This should be a better song then. Interesting. Closer to the mic, I guess. You know, more violence. Yeah, you like it? Okay. See, yeah, it's good for everybody to hear the music, not just me. And go. That's better. You can hear it now? Okay, good. Okay, we figured it out then. Yeah, okay, good. Is it worth buying now, Gabrielle? No, you've missed it, right? It's way too close to the high. Way too close to the high for my liking now. Already, way too close. So I would wait. Yeah, let me know if at any point if the music is too loud though, please, just so I know. Jason, come on now. And thrust. And what? Workforce, Anna. I would only touch SMX. We mentioned this earlier. I would only touch SMX at this point now on a breakout. When it's dipping like this, don't try and feel like you can catch the bottom because you're gonna regret it. Alrighty. You can see though that there's a lot of support around 170, like 170, 175. So maybe if you wanted to take a risk, sure, maybe. But yeah, be very careful though. Again, this stock was $5 to $500. So when it starts dipping, you don't want to try and be a magician because you're gonna, yeah. IBIO is still looking good, guys. So we're still slowly curling there. That $2 supply zone is still a big area, though, isn't it? So big issues there. WVE says, I don't want to give up yet. Can I keep going? Can I keep going? Bruce, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some people listen to music, like Jason listens to music, right? So it's yeah. kind of helps a little bit. CETX is looking for that 680 again. $6.80. I think it's having such a hard time there, though. Such a hard time. Yeah. Here comes 670, 675. These candles are kind of wild, though, so just be careful. Six 70, 73, 74, 76. When boom skis. Why? What happened, Jason? Why are you annoyed? There we go. 680. Boom skis. $6.80. That candle obviously hasn't closed above yet, though, right? So it does need to close above, but not a bad bounce. There we go again. Here comes $7. And 3, 2, 1. And 699. 699. Is it gonna break $7? 699 again. 97. The Jason's taking profits, that's why. Good job, Angel. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. Yeah. 96. So that looks good, right? And we're creating a bit of a lower high and a downtrend for IBIO, so that's not amazing. TGL is not looking so hot, is it? Right? We're not really consolidating. We're just dropping below 29. So TGL does not look good at all. Right? The low of the day is 26.35. So that might be the next target there if this thing doesn't find a base here. Right? We're kind of double topping for WVE. So a little bit of resistance there below 19. And then yeah, and then we're failing at $7 here for CETX. Yeah. And then SMX still looking weak. Yeah, see, this is what I mean, right? Like, don't try and catch the bottom on SMX because you might end up getting yourself in trouble just because you know the stock was $500. It was also $5. You know, and I don't think the company's done anything to deserve being at $172. You know, any good news on what? Yeah, let me take a look at TWG. Because it kind of looks like you're testing a double top here. Not a bad bounce though. Yeah, not a bad bounce. Yeah, so that $7 is going to be the obstacle there. It looks like for CETX, it is trying to break above it, right? And then TWG is testing the double top as well. So you can see that VWAP and the supply zone, right? So if it breaks above that level, that would be good. Can you guys still hear the music? I'm just asking because I keep turning it down to see where like the minimum spot is, you know? Can you still hear the music? So a bit of a retest of the VWAP here for TWG. Good job if you're in this one. And then we're breaking above $7 here for CETX. Does the lunchtime affect the market? Yeah, usually slower. You can hear the music is too loud, Robert. Yeah, I keep turning it down so you can, but the music is bad. Unbelievable. Can I, music is too low, music is too loud, music is bad. You know what? I'm gonna need some of you to make music for me then. Beyond bad. Damn. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You think it's too loud then? Music is just music. Oh yeah, breaking out. Yeah, it looks like it's pushing above that view up then. Well, I turned the music down a bit more, so yeah. I definitely don't want the music to be, overly loud, right? We're here for stonks, Yeah. Sound quality. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Bring your music. Yeah. Yeah. The only issue though, Pyro, is like it's a battle looking for music because it has to be copyright. And then sometimes they say copyright, and then I play the music, and then I still get in trouble. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to the same boring, stupid music because you know, at least it's something that I put together. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, CETX is looking good. Your next potential target after that breakout is you're looking for closer to 750, right? So that is good. Godspeed, did you ever get in? Because that thing's been slowly cooking there, slowly cooking CETX. Uh, yeah, nice push. I know. Yeah. You guys remember that? Yeah. I got a copyright strike once, and YouTube said you couldn't stream for a whole week, right? So I had to go through like a class, and they're like, it's like a stupid class, and the class is what is copyright? What is copyright? It's this and like it's so stupid. And then you complete the class, right? You have to click on a whole bunch of questions and answers, right? And then you complete the class, and then you still can stream for a whole week, and then they'll let you stream, right? So so I really don't want to. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, let's keep cooking. CETX is looking very good. After that $7 680 breakout, that's been very nice. So the double top, right? You see the double top, right? So this was a good breakout. Breakout, hold above, and then continuation to the VWAP. Sorry, to the 200 EMA. Right? So that looks nice. Yeah, we had to stream on Twitch instead. So we streamed on Twitch for like a week, and then we came back to YouTube's. Yeah. No, 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 no. There we go. Nice push. Yeah, exactly, Martin. Exactly. NCS. You know what's funny? You know what's funny though? Like how that whole thing happened is is uh is someone said, someone mentioned on stream, like one of the members, right? They're like, hey, I make music, right? Like take a look at my music, play my music. I'm like, sure, yeah. I say yeah to everything. Sure, I'll check it out, right? So then, but nothing changes. I'm gonna play my same stupid music, right? So then their membership expired, and Discord kicked them out. So then they're like, "Hey, you kicked me out of Discord." I'm like, "I don't kick anybody out of Discord. If your membership expires, the algo is gonna kick you out. Like, I'm not gonna track your membership." So then they complained to YouTube that I was using their music, and then YouTube got us in trouble. I'm like, dude, like, did you even check the music? Like, did you even check? And it's the same music I'm playing now. Like, nothing's changed, but just because someone, like, it's just so silly. Yeah. Should you sell it? What did you buy at? I think you should have sold higher in the red zone, right, Belen? You should have sold higher in the red zone. Yeah. Now we're clearly trending down here. Man, you should have sold higher in the red zone if you were gonna ask if we should sell. What did you buy at? Yeah, it looks like we're double topping in the supply zone here for TWG. And CETX is so close to that 200 EMA. So close. You got in at 180. What's your stop loss? You're at break even, right? What's your stop loss at? Oh, yeah. Imagine holding it. Always dumps back. Well, I mean, if you diamond hand, yeah. If you diamond hand, then yeah, perhaps. We have about another 30 minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna hop off and go back to Discord already. So we have lots of time still. Yeah, 30 more minutes, and then we're gonna go continue on Discord, so I can do some one-on-ones. Hey, yo, Andrew. Hello, hello. But yeah, today's been good. If you played with WVE, this thing's just been slow and steady all day today, right? Dips, slow and steady, up, 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 right? For IBIO though, you had to pick the right levels, Like if you waited for dips closer to the bottom there, to the 200 EMA, which are really nice levels, you were very happy with your decision, So, and then the other ones have been quick scalpies, quick scalpies. Yeah, overall, not a bad day, right? I still think something's gonna cook hard later today when we're in Discord, like it did on Friday. So hopefully that's the case. But yeah, nice breakouts in this, nice pop stall, and then now we're retesting 680. You've been in and out, Andrew. Good, 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 good. Well done. Yeah. Well, if something shows up, Tony, then yeah, definitely, definitely. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if this retest of 680 can hold. Right. I'm gonna delete this line here just so it's not super messy. But yeah, you can see the stalling at the top there. But yeah, so we're gonna do a class on Friday, guys, and it's gonna be all about exits, right? When you buy a position, where should your stop loss go, right? We'll talk about that a little bit. When you're in a position, though, right, and the stock is going up, right? How do you exit the position, right? We'll talk about like scaling out and stop losses, and like the stalling and things like that. We'll talk about all that stuff on Friday, alrighty? But again, Legend Pro. And then the following Friday, we'll do a Q&A for everybody, like a legend Q&A class. Alrighty? So this Friday will be Legend Pro. The next Friday will be everybody in Discord. Cool? Deal? Deal. Not if it's above the 200 EMA, IBIO. Wednesday is going to be a big day. Yeah, we have the Fed meeting on Wednesday. There's been a lot of conversations about, okay, Wednesday, Fed cut, no cut, Fed cut, no cut. So, and the market's been quite reactive to that stuff. So I think this is going to be one of those meetings where I don't know. I don't think we completely know what the market's gonna do. Let's go! Come on, Pyro. Yeah, yeah. Max 7 red, Spy red, Meadows red, BTC red, Hot Trades green. Let's go. Love it. I like it. Yeah, exactly. Can you do one on entries in 2 weeks? That's usually stuff, Andy. That's usually like one on ones because it takes a lot of time and there's a lot more that goes into that. So, that's usually for one on ones. So I only do that stuff. Even the exit stuff, we really only do the exit stuff on one on ones. So, yeah. Let's see. AI will drive economy growth, profit, and AI, CEOs, job growth. Maurice. Maurice. Maurice, welcome to the community. From Madagascar to Hot Trades and signing up for the wrong level. Maurice, you know when you're watching Madagascar, right? Maurice. Let me see. Maurice from Madagascar. Um, is that the yeah, Maurice. You see this guy? Maurice was the most useless character in the whole show. The more useless than the little brown, like creature. You know? Yeah. You see this? You see this? This is the type of rubbish if you haven't seen Madagascar, go watch it, Maurice, and then and then remind yourself, you know, that this is the type of behavior you're accepting. Okay, I'm kidding, Maurice. Yeah, so you sign up for the level that says sold out, right? It says sold out for a reason. So just go back to the same link and upgrade. Otherwise, this is what you look like. So go back to the go back to the same link and upgrade. The sold out level doesn't give you access to anything. Alrighty. So go back and upgrade, please. Anyways, CETX is bouncing off that 680 support, so that's good. Be nice. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. You guys are good sports, so that's why we roast. We roast because we wanna, hopefully no one takes it personal. I honestly don't know, SK. uh, let's go. Ayo, Robs. Ayo, ayo. What did you do to spy? Did you put a stop loss in your position for IBIO? Whoever was in this? Hopefully you did. So watch that 200 EMA there. Alrighty. If we break below that level, we might be headed straight for $1.50. So that's not good. So for now, I would like for that thing to stay above 170, 169. Yeah. Is it too late to buy silver? Haru is gonna say no. Caitlin? Yes. Absolutely. How are the horses doing? Looks like TGL is holding 26, but super suspicious them. Silver. Okay, what else? What else do we like here? Since everything is turning red for the day. Since everything is turning red. Maurice. Yeah. We like Mullen. Only when it crashes, Yeah, you can tell everybody's gone for lunch now. Maurice is your dog's name? Your dog's like, who's calling me? Why is someone calling me? Continue weakening against major currencies for the US dollar as December 8, 2025. Yeah, we need the Canadian dollar to get stronger too. Or go to the abyss. Nobody cares. Well, shouldn't say that. Will the carry on for hours? No, no. It's usually like this, like this hour, and then as we get closer to the end of the day, and then it picks up again, and then potentially after hours. So people are having lunchtime. We have about another 23 minutes or so, 25 minutes, and then we shall hop off and go back to Discord. If I upgrade, will the chat continue on YouTube? No. So we continue in Discord. Once we get up the stream in 20 minutes or so, we continue chatting in Discord, Maurice. So you can come join us. Maurice Rush. The foreign assets. You can never truly know, what like what these countries are doing when they do stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of them are buying, gold and silver and stuff like that. Gold and silver, like pyro, criminal. I think the amount of people that are speculating though that 2026 we're gonna have a massive sell-off. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how the year goes. Right, like a sell-off in like large caps and all that other stuff. Momentum stocks we don't really care, right? There's always gonna be something cooking, but I think it's gonna be interesting to see how like March, April, perform this year because that's always the time where things go bad. So if you have monies, you better have monies to buy the dipskis. Right, look at that. So March is usually the lowest, right? Like we go into the year, right? We cook at the beginning of the year, right? Like December, we end the year strong. We open the year strong, and then once we start getting to like March, that's when chaos happens, right? It's blood, blood, blood. Every year it's like that. And then every year it's like, oh, it's because of this and this and this. No, it's just like that. There's always something happening, right? This time it's a war between Russia and Ukraine. The next time it's Trump is announcing tariffs. The next time it's because of this. The next time it's always like that. Something always magically shows up at that time of the year. So yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens next year, what causes the dip, right? How much of a dip we get, and if we have money to buy the dips. Do we have monies to buy the dips? Who knows? Yeah. And then Pyro is going to be smiling because he's holding all those precious, the precious, the metals. Um, yeah. Let me take a look. Open door. I'll take a look. Well, I like it for a scalp. It doesn't really seem like it's behaving like a scalpable stock for now, right? Unless you're scalping very quickly. But I think there are better scalps other than this. Like even stuff like this that looks like a big run, right? From the bottom to the top. Like this is 705 to 720. Like it's not even worth your time. But you are sitting at the double bottom there around $7, 705. So if you play with it, just make sure it stays above $7. Yeah. Really? Oh yeah. Yup. Everything just gets a bit more expensive as time goes on. Yep, yep, yep. So I think that's why, again, when these tariffs happen, it's not as simple as like these companies are gonna the companies rarely ever want to pay for those. There's a fine balance. There's a portion of those tariffs, if not all, that the consumer has to pay. So it becomes a little bit annoying. And not saying that the tariffs are wrong, right? I'm just saying like it's not a straight, not easy. Like somebody has to pay for them. He's working. Yeah, interesting. Okay, textiles. And la 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 la. 5 years. Have you ever? I have Mark. I have, but the Canadian one though. California. California has snow. I think you're referring to like California, like Marmot, like Jasper. If that's the case, yeah, I go there like all the time. But um, that's cool though. They're gonna have fun. Yeah. Usually 7, 710 and sell at 750. Yeah. See, that's a good range then, right? Because that's what it seems to do, right? So if you do that, then that's not bad. As long as you have a good stop loss, right? You should be okay. CETX is doing an excellent job of holding 680. And then here goes another retest of the highs. Snow sucks. The snow only sucks though when it's cold, right? Like when it's cold, yeah, that's the only problem. Other than that, snow is not the problem. The problem is the cold, right? The snow is not the problem because you can have a lot of fun in snow. A lot of fun. CETX is looking good. Anybody holding CETX? Oh, you do? Oh, yeah. See, then that's annoying, Tony. Yeah. uh, Dan? Yeah. Unbelievable. IBIO is holding up above the 200 EMA still, so that's good. So, like I said, as long as IBIO stays above the 200 EMA, it is not dead yet. Right? 580, good job. Yeah. The only issue here is that 200 EMA for CETX, so it does need to break above. That's okay, Andrew. I'm used to the roasting. But I also roast, so. Good. Yeah, Sid, good job. You can't sell until tomorrow. Why not? What happened? Yeah, I think that's a dangerous position to be in, though. Not being able to sell to the next day and it's a momentum stock is not good. ah, ah. You know what, Spikes? I have nothing to say to you. Nothing. I do need a haircut. Though. I'm gonna go next weekend. I need a haircut. Don't know if it's a good idea to get a haircut when it's this cold, though. I no, like I've snowboarded. Um, yeah, I've snowboarded a few times. Not good at it though. Um, I like skiing better. I don't know. I just like skiing better. No, we've had sponsors on stream, right? There's really no reason. There's really no reason. I don't need the money in the first place. Wonder. So if someone reached out and said, "Hey, talk about our stock," I would definitely do it, right? But we will always do it from a point of like information and technical analysis because that's what we do here, right? We don't pump stocks, you know. Caitlin, you're not helping anybody. I'm just saying. I'm kidding. Rubbish. You know what? CETX does look good though. 760, 770 incoming. So this has been looking very good. That was a good retest of the bottom. Uh, you are? Okay, okay, fine. Fine, fine, fine. Here goes CETX. Uh, with really? Oh my goodness, Caitlin. Oh my goodness, I would be so annoyed. So here comes a test of $8, guys. So I like it a lot, right? Type yes in the chat if you're holding CETX because this thing has been slowly creeping up and looking really good. I like the retest. I really like the retest of the double top, right? You guys know that. So breakout, retest, and then boom skis. I like that a lot. But then again, your next resistance is right there. So you can clearly see that we hit it and then we backed off a little bit, right? So $8 resistance. So alrighty, so your next resistance is up there. But this has been good. Yeah. Well done, guys. Yeah. So quite a few of you guys are in this one, which is good. So just make sure you keep moving those stop losses higher. Keep moving those stop losses higher. I did read your message, and then Caitlin was laughing, and then I ignored you. Unbelievable. Ah. Mm. Good jobs, good jobs, good jobs. $7.80. Yeah, not that long ago, this thing was bouncing off curling off 480 here. So this has been a pretty good run. I like the higher lows. See if we can break above $8 though. Break, break, break. Uh, good job, Patricia. Eddie, good jobs. Good job. Is it a good entry? VWE. I mean, we are getting closer to the support at 17, so you might have to wait a little bit longer, right? But it's getting close. It does need to consolidate if it gets there, though, right? So don't immediately just jump in, but closer to 17. Look at that. It's still dropping, right? So closer to 17 there if it consolidates. Alrighty, and then we're testing the $8 again for CETX, and unable to break above it for now because it is resistance, but done really well in spirits. Whoever mentioned YAAS, it's popping, so looks good. YAAS. You can do it. Break $8 already here. So everybody moved on from the whole lunch slowness. Yeah. Yep. Exactly, Miss Tony. Exactly. Slow and predictable. It's nice when we get these crazy runners, but sometimes when you have a slower stock, it's nice. The next SMX is what? This one? CETX? Yeah, but you're going to hear that every day now, though. All jokes aside, much love. With Let's Go Spikes. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. No, I mean that's part of what makes the community. The joking, the roasting, yeah. I have to take the roasting because I do a lot of roasting too, so can't really complain. You know. Anyways, why did Blaze build his snowman horizontal? Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. Anyways, let me move Dan's stupid question away. Do you ever use the MACD? Yes. The RSI not so much. The MACD, yes. The MACD is used as confirmation of a potential decision, right? The RSI to me is a delayed indicator. I don't really care for the RSI. The only time I maybe look for the RSI is when you're looking at the daily time frame and you're like, dang, the RSI is like almost at zero, and it's consolidating at the bottom. So the other factors that still come before the RSI. So I don't know how people can simply just trade based on the RSI. Like I just can't do it. Yeah. Come on, break out already, CETX. What about the VWAP? The VWAP to me is very important. Very, very important. Very important. Yeah, my list of like most important indicators, RSI is the view app is on there. The 200 EMA is also on there. So just to name a few. Can you trade simply based on the MACD? You can, right? I don't think you should, but you can. You can clearly see that was stalling here, guys, right? At resistance. It's not a brand new level. We knew this level was here already. So we really need to stay above the 9 and or the 200 EMA and then break out. So 750 support-ish, if you can even call it that, right? And then $8 resistance. Yeah, exactly, Pyro. He has to cut the... Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Unbelievable. Wow. Uh-huh. You're not sorry. Uh yeah, it looks like TWG came back and retested the 200 EMA. We just mentioned that the 200 EMA is part of, the list of like, most important indicators. Right? The 200 EMA is acting as support for TWG. So nice test, nice consolidation, 1040, and then it bounced back up. So yeah, that does look good. That does look good. WVE, look at that drop, right? So like I said, unless it's consolidating at a specific level, you don't touch it, right? Let it crash. That thing could go to zero. I don't care, right? If it's not consolidating, you don't touch it. IBIO is still looking okay, holding that 200 EMA, and then a CETX is still right below that resistance. Let's go. Thank you all for smashing the like. Ah, unbelievable, Yogi. Again, if you haven't smashed a like, guys, take a second and smash a like, please, and thank you. Smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new. We have about another 10 minutes or so, guys, and then we're gonna hop off and go back to Discord. So again, smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new. And if you're not a member yet and you do want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbox. And hopefully we can get back to Discord and cook. Unbelievable. I'm gonna start ignoring you guys' your short jokes. Like who said what? Didn't see. Did not see. uh, because the gold candle good. I think KB, that's not a bad thing, right? Like I said earlier, you can look at 750 as a bit of support because we're retesting the 200 EMA, but your stop loss hitting and you walking away with monies, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Kevin, yes, I'm gonna take it out on the next person that signs up for the sold out level. You know, yeah, as long as the name isn't Morris, then there we go. There's your bounce, right? So we basically came back to retest that 200 EMA breakout spot, and we're bouncing back to $9 again, $8 for CETX. Uh, Unbelievable. Good thing we can use GIFs on stream. Ah, damn. CETX, you can do it. You can do it. uh, Come on, CETX. You can do. Oh, damn. There it is. There it is. That thing said, "Excuse me, sir. Let me go boom skis." Yeah. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding our CETX. We haven't really closed above the resistance yet, so just keep that in mind. But we are looking good. Type yes in the chat if you're holding. Yes. Love it. 8 dollars and let's go, guys. Well done. I like it. There goes 820, 822. Morris, welcome to the community. Welcome, 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 welcome to the community. Let me get you an invite link here, okay? So click this invite link I'm about to send you, and follow the instructions in the Getting Started channel. Alrighty, watch the onboarding video, please. Alrighty, so again, click that link at the bottom of the chat. You got in just before the pop T2. Let's go. Well done. Yeah, that was a nice pop. That was also a really good retest, though. Right? It's nice when things work out like they're supposed to. You know. Again, yeah. So quite a few of you guys are in this one, which is nice. There we go. Boom skis, guys. Boom skis. Boom skis. That was a pretty sweet breakout. So again, congratulations. Manage your positions as you see fit, please. Alrighty, manage your position as you see fit. No diamond hands. 870, 880. Woo! Look at that VWAP. We're headed for that VWAP. The VWAPs. Yeah. So again, keep moving those stop losses up or scale out on the way up. Very nice, Tony. Very, very nice. Beautiful. A nice breakout too. Would I buy here? No. Your entry should have been lower. Yeah. Here comes 890. Yeah, exactly. Yup, yup, yup. Looking good. So again, when we get close to the VWAP like that, it's always a problem. You guys know that, right? So that circle is there for a reason, right? There's no red zone there, but there's a problem there. Yeah. So whenever we get close to the VWAP like that, you want to be cautious. 793. Waited for the candle to close above the 200 EMA. Yes, right. As long as the candle is closing above the 200 EMA, you can take the risk, right? You just have to make sure you have a stop loss below. Some soda level tickets for sale. HWH entries at okay, I'll take a look. Yeah. And then just make sure you stay green now, right? Because you were up almost $1 in that play there. Right? Quality. Yeah. So 860. Looking good. Look at that, right? You guys see why the 200 EMA is at the list, like on the list of our favorite indicators. You see why? That's another stock that's bounced right off the 200 EMA, the magic white line, you know? The magic white line. Another stock, TWG, and another pop, right? So a lot of these stocks like the 200 EMA. And then this one just did it too, obviously. IBIO has done that too, right? Look at that. The magic white line, right? It's like you shall not pass. You shall not pass, and then boom skis, and then pump, and then dip again, and then bounce up the 200 EMA again. So that's why we say, like, when a stock breaks below the 200 EMA, be very careful because it might just be done. It might be finished. The magic white line, yeah. And then Marco had a question for HWH. HWH. No, 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 no. Okay. See, you're in at 209, and then yeah, that 200 EMA, yeah. So this is most likely a scalp for you. It doesn't seem to have very much volume, or the candle, like look at that, right? This is barcoding, so there's not a whole lot going on with this. I think your entry is very nice though because it gives you that room to let it play games and then eventually pop if it wants to. But if it does dip, you're still okay. So for now, I think like your stop loss potentially goes depending on how big the position is, right below $2 or right below 207, right? Depending on how big your position is. For now, it's just barcoding, right? And then obviously you know what needs to happen, right? 220 needs to break, right? Okay, back to CETX. Tony, it's because we were about to hop off. That's why the stock said 20 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah, that thing needs more volume. Needs more volume. Yeah. Yes, Morris. Yeah, I sent you an invite already, right? So again, click this yellow invite link at the bottom of the chat, Morris. Follow the instructions in the Getting Started channel, please. Alrighty, and then watch the onboarding video. Alex, yes, yes. There we go. CETX. I like it. Good job, T8. That was a very good scalp. 568, 565 to 850. Good job. So again, now we're testing that VWAP here, right? So again, $9 is your next resistance. I'm just gonna drop a line at $9, 905 ish, just because, so we can have like a horizontal line there to look at for resistance. But that's a very nice pop. That is very nice. That is very nice. I like what it's done. But again, your resistance is still gonna be right there though. So you can see people taking profits until tomorrow. Why can't you sell it? Because you have a margin account, Leo? Switch the damn thing to a cash account already. Switch to a cash account already. Yeah, CETX looks nice. I like it. Maybe this is going to be the one going into the rest of the day. Hopefully, then you can be happy about your decision, um, Leo. Waiting for funds to settle so you can, yeah, so you have to wait. Yeah. Well, hopefully it stays there. There's a lot of hype on social media about this one too. You know, hopefully this is the next one to go do crazy things. That'd be nice. But again, you should still be managing your position from a point of like total control, right? Like, where's my stop loss? Where am I scaling out at? Instead of hoping that it can squeeze, because that's, you don't want to be green and then hoping that a stock squeezes. So again, $9 resistance for CETX. What's the news on this? I don't know if there was news on this. This was just a low float volatile stock, right? Just like just like most of the names we've been playing with, right? Like the float for this thing is 700,000, right? That's been the theme in the market. The theme is low float boom skis, right? So the float on this is 700, less than 700,000 shares. So that's all you need. That's it. So the volume is 93 million. 93 million, no news. Yeah. Steph, I'm not sure. No. Potentially, Andrew, right? Break and hold. Yes. If you're a member on YouTube, you get to join in Discord, obviously. Yeah. That's the only way you can do it. Yeah. Let's go, Josh. Let's go. Yeah, so you have to be a member of the like the Legend or the Legend Pro level. Those are the only two levels available. Everything else is sold out. Everything else is sold out. SMX is halted, guys. If anybody's interested in that. Because mine is Magic's. I'm kidding, Tony. I'm not sure why. But mine's working though. Working nicely. So again, we knew the VWAP would be a problem, guys. It always is a problem. Right? So that's why we put that circle there, because it's gonna be a problem. $9 is gonna be a problem. So maybe a retest and then a curl. Right? $8 retest, because that was the last breakout. We'll see what happens. But if your VWAP is different, I'm not quite sure. I don't think I played with the settings of the VWAP. I think Rob's in the chat. Closer to 750. Yeah, 750, 750, 760. Tony, is that the same at least? If not, go bug Rob. Rob, you're about to get some DMs. Okay, that's the same, just the VWAP then. Okay. Make sure you have the colored VWAP selected. It might also be, yeah, yeah. It might also be where you have it anchored to, right? So if I double click on it, right? If I double click on it and I scroll all the way down, you can kind of see like the settings for the VWAP, right? So that should be your settings, right? If your settings aren't like that, then maybe it's a little bit different. Yeah, Robert, your VWAP is drunk. So yeah, does that look kind of similar? Obviously, my VWAP color is in white, right? So because I changed it to colored VWAP, right? Leo, you need Jesus in your life. You need Jesus. You know, you need Jesus. Maybe you're on the boat, and the fumes of the boat are you're inhaling the fumes of the boat, and then Leo, of all the things you could do today, you decided to sign up for a level that says sold out, do not buy. I'll be nice to you because you're making monies, but yeah, in 100 years, when your kids are like, "Hey, granddad, what did you do with your?" You're gonna tell them you were being useless. You know, go back to the same link and upgrade. He was trying to renew. No, unacceptable. uh, Anyways, Lee, I'm kidding. Go back to the same area and upgrade. Alrighty, go upgrade to a level that doesn't say sold out, and then come join us in Discord. On Robinhood, yeah, Robinhood is useless though. Like, that's not even comparable, right? Not comparable. So then your VWAP would be all the way down there. Yeesh, that doesn't make any sense. Why your VWAP would be $7? But again, we play with settings and we use what works. Some of you guys are just using like the standard version of something, but it you know these things are sometimes built for like looking at daily time frames, looking at large cap stocks. Sometimes you have to play with them to fit the metric of a momentum stock, because that's what we play with most of the time. Extra mean. That's not true. So basically $8, Angel. Yeah, I showed you guys my settings, right? So maybe go play around with your settings. Yeah, your broker will have different settings. Like the settings are all different, right? The question you need to ask yourself is, okay, like if I'm looking at the VWAP on Weibo, like does it look like it's working? If it's not working, you need to change it, right? I mean, you can see mine. Mine is clearly a problem, right? That's why it's where that it's at, right? It's clearly a problem at the spot that it's at, right? So TWG is testing the VWAP as well now too. So that's looking interesting. uh, TWG. Yeah, double top test for TWG. Ready? You see that beautiful 200 EMA, the white line at the bottom? That was nice, wasn't it? Right? And then boom skis. CETX, again, we're getting rejected at the VWAP there, so that's going to be a problem around $9, 905. And yeah, you can tell though that the stock doesn't look done, does it? CETX does not look done. That thing looks like it wants to like if it can break above $9, that'd be fire, 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 fire. Okay, look at that slap, right? You see that slap right there? Yeah. So we're coming back to retest that, that last breakout spot, $8 retest, right? So if you look to the left, you're going to see this area right there, right? So let's see how well we can stay above $8. But again, that view app is going to be a big, big, big test at the top. Yeah. MSG for your. That was a pretty fat slap, wasn't it? And it's still getting slapped. Right? This is the importance, guys. The importance of having a stop loss, of scaling out at resistance, blah, 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 blah. Again, I don't think anybody, if you've been watching this stream for some time, like you already know this is a problem. That looks like a T-Rex, doesn't it? Right? So if you're getting to that level and it's sitting there and it's stalling and you don't have a stop loss, it's halted down actually. That's yep, exactly. This is again, it's halted down. This is the importance of having a stop loss and scaling out. Right? So if you look to the top, we knew there was resistance at that spot. You have the yellow candle, you have the red zone, you have the break below. Yogi mentioned this earlier, right? When you break and close below the 9, obviously, right? Well, so you have a whole bunch of warnings there. So it might not be done, but you still have to make a decision, right? So let's see if we can stay above the 200 EMA and curl back up. TWG is like, hey guys, I'm here now to take away the volume, right? TWG said, let me cook, please. That thing might just be halted up now. Let's see. Yeah, so one halted down and then the other halted up. Sheesh. Yep. Look at that. Look at that. Anyways, let me know if you have any last questions, guys. I do have to hop off and then we'll continue in Discord already. So let me know if you have any last questions. If you're not a member yet, come join us in Discord because you're going to miss out. So let me know if you have any last questions and then we will hop off and continue in the Discord. Thank you all very much for smashing the like. I appreciate that already. Again, hit that subscribe if you're new. And if you do want to join us in Discord, click this link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots and come join us. See you in Discord, Kevin. Cool. Mr. The Crazy Boss. Opinions in CMCT. It's been at 4. Let's take a look. Yeah, we looked at this one quite a bit last week too. CMCT. And yeah, 450 at the very least. You're up it's up 17% for the day though. What's your entry price on this? Right, you can see why it's stuck at the price that it's stuck at, right, Crazy Boss? So what's your entry price? Let me know what your entry is. So the problem with this is that, like I'm going to drop a line right there and you're going to realize that if you look to the left hand side, this level was initially a major support level, right? Like look at that, right? So this level was a major support level after the split. So $4.60 to 480-ish, right? That little 20-cent range it was major support. So now it's using that as major resistance. So it really needs to break above that level. Yeah, you're tired of it? Yeah. The good thing though is that you're closer to the top than you are to the bottom, right? So like if I go back to a 1 minute time frame and I zoom in, you're seeing why that red zone is there, right? Because this level is a big, big level of resistance. So if you're tired of holding this thing, you could always close the position at 450 if you wanted to, and then jump back in if it breaks out. Right. I think for now the one thing that's saving you though is your entry. It's your entry is good, right? You're close. You're not at resistance. So the worst case scenario here is you could set a stop loss below 430, right? And then forget about it. Hope we break out at some point, right? Or if you wanted to, you could just close the position and set an alert for a breakout. So you have two options: either set the stop loss, right, and hope we break out, right, and you just don't think about it, or you close the position because it's been stalling here every day and it's a problem. And then if we break out, you can jump back in, right? So you have two options there. Alrighty. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for the super chat. Sounds good, Torn. Sounds good. Not allowed to trade for another week. Let's go, Dan. Yeah, might as well take your time, right? Take your time. Yeah, much love. It's good to have you back on stream. Alrighty, yeah, rest and see you tomorrow, and then back to cooking next week. Might as well avoid the Fed chaos this week, anyways. Dan, might as well. Alrighty, all. Again, we'll continue with these names in Discord. So see you guys in Stock General. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Be safe. Don't do anything Dan wouldn't do. Ready? And see you guys later. 15 seconds. CETX. We'll give it 15 seconds then, and then we shall hop off the CETX unless they delay it. So yeah, Ron, bye for now. I say bye. D, bye. A, yeah. 3, 2, 1 on halt. There we go. So let's see if we stay above the 200 EMA here. Alrighty, let's see if we stay above the 200 EMA there. It looks like it's holding for now, right? So that 200 EMA is going to be important, right? The magic white line. Upside buy for now. See you in Discord. See you in Discord. All win. Alrighty, so that 200 EMA line, right? You notice how we came back last time, we retested and it held. It's going to need to do it again and then reclaim $8. Trying to. So we'll see. Bye, David. Davis. Bye bye. Harvey, bye for now. I'm at see you in Discord. Alrighty. Again, CETX. I don't think this stock is done yet, right? It looks interesting. We're holding. Look at that. That was a nice test, wasn't it? Right. So came back to the magic white line, and then we bounced back up. Bye, Diddy. And then testing the 200 EMA. Brian, bye for now. Alrighty. So we'll keep an eye on this. See if we can stay above that white line and then push back to the top 10. Because the hype on this is crazy. TWG is also on halted now, guys. And that thing said, oop, I want to go too. Right, so both of these stocks are cooking. Well, I mean, one's cooking. Yeah, that was a nice push. MSG for ya. That's a really nice push, actually. A good breakout. Highs of the day for TWG. Sheesh. Beautiful. Alrighty, y'all. Again, much love. Let's cook. Bye, guys. I just got an alert for BAOS, which is interesting. I'll take a look at that.